I love that music, man.
Me too. I always snapping every time.
I want like a thing that like at different intervals and like a silhouette of one of us come in, and then a silhouette of the other ones come in, then a silhouette of the third one come in.
I'm writing it down.
You know,
nice.
I think that would be dope.
Have a second.
But welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Just Booling. This one is going to be, I probably think it's going to be a doozy. We're going to talk about toxic fandoms.
We want to apologize off the top,
and we're going to apologize off the top. Let you guys know that the opinions of each one of us is a whole separate entity, but at the same time, you know, while we may disagree with each other, if you come for one of us, we stand behind the other one. So you know. But we're going to talk for everything about, you know, the people who gatekeep, to, you know, good versus bad gatekeeping, you know, toxic what do you say? Toxic exhaustion?
Yeah, toxic fatigue.
Toxic fatigue, toxic whatever, just, you know, actually just whatever.
I'm
man, you got me heated on that word right there. That fucking phrase right there.
So how do we want to do it? We want to do this by like
first of all, go touch grass. We just go ahead and get out of the way. Go touch grass.
Yes.
What's that meme of
it's not that
Goggins?
Serious.
Shut up, nerd.
Shut up, nerd. I love it, man. I love that one.
I think from the top we should at least. I feel like everybody might know what a toxic fandom is, but
oh yeah.
Do we want to
a couple examples?
Yeah.
I give a couple examples. Anybody who watches anime, the My Hero fandom can be extremely toxic, especially when we get down to talking about what's called pairings. Yes.
Oh yeah, they weird as fuck, dude.
Okay, so
sorry. Before we go into a specific one,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna talk general here. Which fandom do you think is the worst? Video game, TV, anime, movies. Which one do you think is the worst, or has the worst?
People are going to say video games because of the visibility of it, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's anime. I'm going to
go anime, video games, TV, movies. No, did you say books too?
I didn't say books, but you can throw it in there.
Okay,
yeah, so you're right. Yeah, books needs to be in there too, because them motherfuckers. Yeah, they need to be in there too. So yeah, I don't.
Yeah. I would definitely. I will go. Anime.
Because
anime, books,
TV,
movies, and then
video games.
Video games. I
think video games need to be higher to me. Yeah,
video games after books.
For me, only because I don't watch this. I mean, I watch anime, but not that much, so it's not as high to me. But I'm gonna say movies, but only one specific group of people in movies: video games, anime, and
you
TV.
Put anime high. You put video games higher than anime. Oh yeah,
that's right. Only because I pay because I don't watch. I watch anime, but not that much. You know, not enough to know about the toxic fandoms. I'm in the video game stuff more, and it's exhausting. So that's why I put video games a little bit higher, only because I know that a little bit more than I do anime toxic fandoms.
Right.
So we can go into the other ones. I was just curious.
I give my example. My first one will always be My Hero, because they get toxic, especially when you start talking about pairings, which is like
explain
who's going to end up with who. That's a big thing within fandoms.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Like who's going to end up, because
like couple wise?
Yes, because if you put romance, people are going to project. People are going to look towards the future. It's just what they do. We do the same thing. We watch TV shows. Who's fucking who? It's just
I guess you're
right.
Yeah.
Listen, this fucking girl at this con asked the voice actor for Deku what he thought about
English
shipping,
or English or
the English
Japanese.
one.
Okay.
What he thought about shipping him and Eri together.
Sorry, real quick. I've heard the term shipping.
Shipping basically means relationship. Basically
it means relationshiping.
You build a theory around the relationship of.
Gotcha. Okay.
She literally in a crowd full of fucking adults asked the voice actor what he thought about shipping Deku and Eri together. He was
Which was a fucking trap, by the way. Anybody who
they kick her out,
fandom, that is a fucking trap.
Deku and who?
Eri. It's a small child.
She's a little girl that
with the horn on her head.
Yes.
Ew.
So that yes, exactly. So they
now
really
you're
like
now you're starting to see.
So to be fair, I won't say to be fair. That's not what I meant to say. To let everybody know who doesn't know this show, this is a show about kids in essentially high school, right? Or is it elementary school? I guess it's high, right?
No, it's high school.
High school, yeah. These are essentially children in high school that these fans are talking about. It's very fucking weird.
Bro,
that's the only thing I don't like about this show is they do sexualize these kids a lot more than they need to sometimes. But
yeah, that goes a little bit deeper than us, like toxic fandom wise, because that goes on. Like
That's a whole another thing. Yeah,
but as far as the shipping goes, it gets toxic. Because that's more egregious. Like I know toxic shippers who wouldn't say that kind of shit.
Yeah,
like
especially in a public forum too. I bet you I was looking like, what the fuck?
That's extreme. Now, what isn't extreme, and obviously because we're in 2025 now, which isn't extreme, but has been a thing since forever, is making characters who are not of a certain orientation, whether that be backwards or forwards, which way, up, over, under,
and that covers everybody, girl, boy, animal.
One of the biggest ones in My Hero is Bakugo and Deku.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna say that. Yep.
And when I say big, I don't
same
think
thing with Naruto.
There, you can go look them up online right now. There are videos of people crashing out because they found out that Deku was straight.
What?
Before
what do you mean they found out? They never said he was gay.
That's why we're here, Rico.
You're right.
We're talking about toxic fat. You're talking about people who need therapy and have taken these small inklings of these characters, which are not completely fleshed out yet, and have taken them to their logical conclusions, or sometimes illogical conclusions, because they just really want to see two guys. Speaking of toxic fandoms, there's a big problem within the anime community of not being able to see two dudes have a rivalry or a brotherly bond without trying to make it gay.
Right.
And it irks me because I'm a 90s kid. I grew up in the era where it was not unkind or unfashionable for dudes to assume that whenever two chicks were in a room together talking to each other in a cartoon or something like that they were lesbian. Oh, those guys are scissoring, whatever, and shit like that.
That's why
we got checked immediately.
Right.
But when it's
but if you try to check somebody on that today, then you're getting canceled. Your ass is getting canceled.
Bro, canceled is a light word for what that is. You will get thrown out of your own fandom.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. We're not even going to get into the fan fiction side of that, but that's one of the biggest things. Before
we're gonna stick to canon.
Yeah.
Before the whole Deku being straight revealed thing, it's, mind you, it's a meme. It's like an acceptable meme to call Deku a twink, which is a derogatory, sometimes just a catch-all or term for a gay male, usually an effeminate gay male.
Mm-hmm.
It is all over the internet. That's what they call him.
Wow, I didn't.
Before that, they have been shipping him with every Kirishima, which is the rock dude,
Rock dude, right?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Before that, Mineta, which is the great-haired kid, the little
Yeah.
pervert kid, he
Yeah.
had a moment in the manga where he confessed to Deku that he looked up to him, like he felt really strongly about him. And because of a translation issue, the English made it, and I'm gonna be real with you, I don't think it was just a translation issue. I think it was some people doing some weird
Correct.
stuff and assuming some things. But
Yeah.
anyway, because of a translation issue, it sounded more like a declaration of love. And so for I want to say a good 4 days, the internet lost its mind because they weren't happy that it was Mineta that was gay and that confessed to Deku.
Wow. That's exhausting.
When I tell you it is the most bass backwards thing. A character comes out at like we get to see a character come out and confess his feelings on camera, and because you don't like him, all of a sudden we gotta cancel Horikoshi.
Jesus.
That's what I'm talking about.
I almost regret bringing up this topic because I like that show, and now you're ruining it for me.
Well, it's
Yeah,
those
like
people that think like that.
No,
but
I know, I
still,
know. I'm
it's
kidding.
those kind
I'm
of people.
kidding. I can separate myself from all that shit. That's to say, I didn't even know that shit was going on.
Yes.
I should have known because every show had, especially anime, has something like that. Like
Yes.
like I said back in the day, it was Naruto. They was always trying to put them two together. You know,
Naruto's toxic fandom comes from the power scalers. The people like who can beat who.
yeah. Who could be who? Well, the power
that's
skillers
the
are
same
always
thing
there.
with
I just
Dragon
mean,
Ball Z.
yeah, Dragon Ball is real notorious on that. Yeah.
Dragon Ball's got them, but the problem with Dragon Ball and this is only an old head problem. We think Dragon Ball has the bigger power scalers because that's what we grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
But Naruto has the bigger power scalers because their magic system is explained.
Yeah, see, that's a new. I think I brought that up. That is a newer anime thing. Is explaining more
Yeah.
than Dragon Ball explained, but not to the level that My
No,
Hero or
the
Naruto
big
or
three started that
yes,
like
yes.
One Piece,
Mhm,
Bleach, and Naruto each had defined magic systems
mhm.
that had exceptions to the rule and hard rules to them.
Yeah, you ask Akira Toriyama about levels. He's like,
Yeah,
I don't fucking know. You know,
they
he's
just
like, when
keep
they
getting
got rid of
bigger.
when they got rid of scouters, that's when they got rid of power
Oh yeah,
levels.
you ask Toriyama about levels up.
Levels. What
Yeah.
color's his hair? That's his level. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
Just watch the show and
but
shut up.
but with the big three, all of a sudden we explain this stuff, and
Oh,
it's good, obviously, but it
that
it
makes sense.
it does feed the power scalers because now we have like numbers and things like that. Now we can like
Mhm.
compare them to other things.
But they're like unquantifiable numbers, though. That's the crazy thing.
Not here's the thing, not terribly though. Not
Well,
when you're willing to apply logic to an illogical subject, it's not
mhm.
because you can easily apply the properties of like TNT or depleted
That's true.
uranium
I watch Death
to
Battle when
um
they do
yeah.
Dragon Ball versus Superman. They do bring numbers, and they're like,
Well,
you can't comprehend the numbers, but there are numbers.
they straight up tell you in Naruto that Onoki's dust release is just a explosion. That is a nuclear bomb inside of there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like they just straight up tell you like that's a bomb and contained. That's why it's
Gotcha.
that's why it's always in geometric shapes because it's contained, so it just cascades off itself.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
me
four
neither.
yeah, the four symbol seal. Like it's all wild. I want to get into the weeds because I do love the magic system of Naruto.
Mhm.
But that's one of the things that happens. You have the toxic fandom of Baki, where it's like you have the Charlie Atlas old school ideas of like machoism and things like that, like the like manual power versus like having a magic system. And then you have the guys who were kind of just there to kind of like physically dominate people and just just be the badass and just take what they want and shit like that, take that as you will. But you have those two warring kinds of people inside of that fandom. So like obviously they argue all the fucking time. Now
Mhm.
now Baki is nowhere near is their fandom is nowhere near as toxic as like the big three or some of the more mainstream ones like My Hero or the Sonic fandom.
Oh my God, the Sonic! I just found out about that one like
For
maybe a couple
for
years
for
ago.
those of you who don't know, go to Google, say search on and type in your particular name first or last or both, but usually first, and then the hedgehog, and press enter.
Oh, I don't want to do that. Not on this computer.
Well, it's not bad. It just shows you a bunch of like weird
What's your name got to
made
do
up
with it?
characters, because there's a name for every head. Like everybody that has a name usually has a hedgehog. Somebody with your name has made a hedgehog OC.
Got you. Jesus Christ.
And it's usually bad. I'm not even gonna hold
you. Yeah, that's why I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
My name in the hedgehog.
Yep.
You did it. You're doing it.
I'm nervous about it.
I'll do it for you.
Don't you want me? Do it.
I'm just a good friend like that.
Yeah, you mean you're gonna do the search for me, as in like your name with the search, or my name?
No, I'm using your name. Oh, this got edgy real quick.
Yeah, see, that's why I ain't doing it. Well, clear your browser history.
It's nothing bad. I have say search on. Okay. I'm not dumb. I'm reckless. I'm not dumb. I'm gonna save this image though, and I'm gonna send it the same. This is hilarious. We can't clown them too bad. We might get canceled. But oh shit. Hold on.
Isaiah the angelic fox hedgehog.
Oh yeah, that was one I was gonna send you.
Oh my goodness. The angelic fox. The Egyptian.
Damn, I gotta mute that.
Yeah, but you better edit point.
Yep.
Hold on. What are we at? What 16 minutes.
But yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I got you.
But what other toxic fandoms have you encountered, Rico?
Oh man. So like I said, I'm more in the
video game realm.
Video game and movie, but probably just as much video games. Let's see. Let me start.
The Last of Us.
Oh my god, that, you know what? That's probably what made me think of this fucking topic, is The Last of Us, specifically The Last of Us 2. Now, when that game came in, and then the show is out now, so I'm waiting for the backlash on that shit too. And I think people
Mel deserved it.
Huh? Say it again.
Well, not to say. Well, I'll take that back. Let me take that back.
Well, Gibson?
No. Mel didn't deserve it.
Mel.
But it was her husband's fault.
Mel in the game.
Yeah, it was her husband's or her guy's fault. He shouldn't.
You talking about deserve what happened to her?
Yeah, she didn't deserve. What happened to her.
That's not even the point I get irritated about. So, have you finished Last of Us, Saint?
Yep.
Last of Us 2. Okay, so I think people completely misunderstood what that game was about. That game is about the cycle of revenge, and it's bad regardless. And I'm sorry if you haven't played that game. I'm gonna spoil it. The inciting incident is some random chick kills Joel. You don't know anything about her. She comes out of nowhere, kills Joel, sets Ellie off on revenge to get her.
Mm-hmm.
People were mad to the point where they're sending death threats to the fucking voice actors and the directors of the game because they killed Joel. Now, I get Joel is a beloved character, but we only had one game with him, and it was an impactful game.
Wait. So these motherfuckers that ain't never seen the shit?
No. They played the game. They were just, the fans were so upset that they killed Joel. Now, I will say,
okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. They killed Joel in the first couple of hours of the game.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's not how you want him to go out. You want him to go out guns blazing, blah blah blah. But this ain't that type of world. You can get the way I look at it. This is real life.
And what happened to Joel ultimately is what Joel has done to a lot of people.
Exactly. You can get clipped going to do just a regular run to get some food. You can get clipped just like that. And that's what happened to him. He got caught slipping. Actually, he didn't get caught slipping. He was doing a good deed helping this girl. Turns out, bad fucking luck. This is the girl who's been looking for his ass. They came from fucking Seattle to Wyoming, I think that's where they are, to find him. So she And you don't find out immediately why she wants to kill him, but she goes after him specifically. She don't go after their town. She don't go after nobody else. She goes after him specifically. You're like, what the fuck? Now I get people being mad how he died. He just got caught and they just beat him to death. I get that. That's kind of, you spent this whole game with him, and I get why, you want him to go out, like I said, guns blazing, but this ain't that type of world. You know, you don't get no ride off into the sunset, whatever, no shit like that.
Right.
So I understand that. So everybody hated Abby. You hate Abby. And I think because the people who made the game, they knew people were gonna hate Abby because they killed Joel. Given Joel was a piece of shit and he honestly deserved a lot of it. Yeah, he took care of Ellie, but he did some horrendous shit.
Before Ellie,
uh-huh.
Ellie was a fucking job to Joel.
Right, exactly.
At the start of the game. Before Ellie,
he didn't give a shit. He
was putting bullets in people's fucking heads.
Right.
He was taking hits. He was smuggling.
Yes. If the journey wasn't as long, like say he had to take her like a state over and he didn't get that time to bond with her, he wouldn't have given a shit about her. But because the journey was so long, they went through a ton of shit together, and he lost his daughter, so it's understandably he's going to become attached to her. She doesn't have parents, you don't know where she comes from, blah blah blah. But like you said, he was essentially a job to her, and because all that, you do form a bond with him, but he does get clipped, and I think that's a perfect thing. Like, what are you going to do in the second game with him? With him and her. Honestly, I think that's a good way to start the game. But people get upset, like fuck Abby, sending death threats to the voice actress. It's like, she's doing a fucking job. She's just reading some lines. Why the fuck you going after her personally and the directors? Like, it's a fictional character. Anyway, so that sets Ellie off. If anything, Ellie was the bad guy in this fucking game. She was the best, especially when you find out why Abby did it. Joel essentially killed everybody she knew and loved. Killed everybody. Her dad was the only doctor that had the skill set to potentially develop a cure. Joel shot the shit out of him and everybody else involved in that. If anything, Joel is the bad guy in the first game and this game. And I hate to say it, he kind of deserved what he got. And he was a great character and I feel everything for him, but I think he deserved what he got. But
like playing as Joel, you understand why he's killing these people to get to Ellie, why he's killing these people to escape with Ellie, but ultimately he's killing these people because what they believe is different from what he believes, and it's against Ellie's life.
Right.
But
and
again, I
think he definitely could have handled that, but I think he wasn't reasoning with these people. He knew he wasn't going to reason with these people, and the only way that he could have got away with Ellie was to
being old Joe.
Right. It's just murking everybody and everybody who do anything about what's going on here. He killed everybody. So I understand it, but he just kind of deserved what he got. This sets Ellie off on a cycle of revenge. Abby didn't kill Ellie. She's like, I came here for Joel. I'm letting you live. Abby went back and do what she do. Here comes fucking Mike Myers, Ellie over here. She done killed Abby, or I'm sorry, she done killed
everybody.
Abby's ex, a pregnant woman, which that was his
fault.
Huh?
That was that dude's fault. He should not have.
It was. He did initiate that, and she did. First thing she should have said was, "I'm pregnant." That's the first thing she should have said.
Or he should have said it.
Oh yeah, exactly. He should have said it, not after he gets stabbed. But she did kill a pregnant woman. And
multiple doctors.
She didn't know though.
Multiple doctors, multiple soldiers and people who had absolutely nothing to do with Abby killing Joel. And one of it's funny, but it's also very sad. As every now and then, when you kill a motherfucker in Last of Us 2, you could tell who had a relationship with that character.
Yeah, because you hear them say their names.
Oh,
yeah, like Bobby, Jill.
Like, oh shit! It make you feel bad, like fuck.
Right, they do. And
Ellie went on a rampage.
She did, and
watching Ethan's drop.
Say it again.
No, I'm just talking something like pop watching the Heathens drop.
Exactly.
Literally.
And you know, and I enjoy the game because it was a bit long in some sections, but I enjoy the game because you could see Ellie, you could see her face, the all the shit she's doing is starting to show on her face. Like she's aging 10 years in this, however long this game is, only like maybe a year.
So it's
I'm not sure.
like she kills Joel.
I mean, because they're going across country, so I'm gonna give it 6 months to a year back and forth, you know, from however long it took them to get across. And you know, she eventually finds Abby, which is probably my favorite part, is Abby fighting Ellie, and you're Abby, you're fighting Ellie, and Ellie has all the shit that you've collected as Ellie, and she's using all that shit against you, the fucking shotgun, the landmines. Like, oh shit, I forgot Ellie's goddamn walking Swiss Army knife, all the shit she got. You know,
I ain't gonna lie, man. That fight kind of pissed me off because Ellie was getting my ass, man.
She is, yeah. You forget
I was like,
why
how she hit me? I was like, oh,
because Joel trained her. You know,
and
Joel trained her.
I fucking I used some fucking medicine to increase them stats when I was playing with her.
So you know, and I think what I loved about she had, Abby gives her a second chance. She could have murked her and Dina, and and what I think what the coldest line was, Ellie's like, when you remember when Abby has Dina in like a headlock, she's about to slit her throat, and Ellie's like, she's pregnant, and Abby's like, even better, she's about to fucking go at it, and I think it was Lev stops her. It's like, don't. Okay, and she's like, all right, I'm giving y'all a second chance. If I see you again, it's wraps. You know, she lets her go. She done given Ellie 2 chances to get, to let this shit go. But Ellie being who she is and who trained her, she ain't gonna let this shit go because she starts a life with Dina, but that PTSD is kicking her ass. You know, she's seeing flashbacks of Joel getting killed and this, that, and the other. So she can't sleep at night. She's got to get this shit off her soul, even if it means her dying. So she goes after Abby again. At the end of the day, the cycle of revenge is broken because she has a chance to kill Abby. She doesn't. The cycle of revenge is broken, which I think is
live and
right. Exactly.
Go off with Lev.
Exactly, and I think that's a perfect end. I think the game is great because it's, if
even
anything,
just like a be done too.
Right, exactly. Like I'm done. I'm gonna have to. Like, I think she just had to at least get to that point where she could kill Abby, but she starts seeing flashes of Joel saying, not really, don't do it, because he probably would do it. But she's like, Joel wouldn't want me to do this.
She's seeing the newer Joel, the Joel that
right
calmed down, the Joel that
is
reminiscent of everything he did, living with the guilt of everything he's done.
Exactly. And it's all the shit that he's done, all the shit that he did is eventually what got him killed. So she's breaking that cycle, and I really enjoyed that. But the fucking fans, I think when you're going after fucking voice actors for doing here's my thing about fandoms. On one hand, they give a shit about developers, especially when you remember back in the day when they were hearing that developers were getting crunched, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all that shit. Fans give a shit then. But when the product comes out and they don't like it, then they're going to send death threats to these same developers that they were defending on the other side. This is what I don't like about fandoms. You're going to care about the developers, but then when they put out essentially what is a great product, you just didn't agree with it, you're going to attack them? That's toxic. That's the definition of toxic to me.
I gotta give
I can't even see myself like being so upset about something someone did to mess with someone.
And I can't even say it's young. I can't even say it's younger people. It's people our age that do it too.
I gotta interject real quick just to say that just from the outside looking in, because I'm not a super like Last of Us fan. I really don't get into it like that.
Yeah,
but I remember seeing it from the outside looking in. And I remember seeing a lot of back and forth because I remember hearing about the fans too. And I was like, well, what the fuck did they do?
Right. They put out you should just watch the cutscenes of the game just to see.
I have.
It was the same with the casting.
A lot of well, not that, like the after the game came out and there was all that backlash, there was a lot of Druckmann on Twitter talking reckless.
Like not
like not
was he
like
trying to defend stuff?
Defending, yes, but he started attacking fans.
He's the creative director of the game.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
like
heard
the overall director
a
of the
lot
game.
of flack about him. Like, obviously, you're gonna defend your shit, but from what I heard, it was a lot more than just defending. He was like denigrating longtime fans and shit. Which I mean, obviously, if you got beef with him, go ahead. But at the same time,
wasn't he the guy that said if you don't fucking like the game, don't play it? Or something.
Oh,
was that him?
Yeah.
So, okay.
I think
well, I'll put that as an asterisk. You know, if it's one. But at the same time, if you put
but I mean, if it's warranted, it's warranted. But like, you also can't go back and forth with the fans and then be mad when they like get in the tizzy.
I also
toxic fandom.
I'm gonna play that devil's advocate for him. If you spend, I would say, at a minimum 5 years on making something that you're passionate about.
Oh, absolutely.
You put it out, and people do nothing but trash it. I would get defensive too.
I
don't know if that's the case.
That he's directing that at just the people who've been super dismissive about it.
I don't know. So that might be the case too.
I would think that someone who's as passionate about the game and the creative director on a beautiful game is what it is would be directing that speech towards people who are coming in and say "fuck you for killing Joel." Fuck you
if you don't
because Abby's muscular.
Right, exactly. That was another thing. They were talking about how she looked, and I'm like, if you have a criticism, that's fine, but have something to back. Don't just have her. I don't like it. Why? I just don't like it. That's not good enough. You know,
no, that's hiding something. Well, I just don't like it. I've heard that before. No, that is you don't want to say what you don't like about it.
And that's why, like, when you have a criticism against something, Wonder, it's why I like doing the podcast with you, because you have shit to back it up. You know, you have like, I don't like this. This is why. Or if I were to do this, I'd do this way. People online are just like, oh, I don't like it
because I said so.
She's muscular. Why? Because she's muscular. What? Because she could beat your ass if she was real? Like, is that why you don't like it?
I ain't gonna lie. The first time I fucking laid a 3-piece combo on a fucking
I'm not using guns. I'm using her fists.
I was like, damn, Abby. All right.
Saving my ammo.
Fucking because Ellie got one swipe and she getting fucked up. But Abby fucking putting hands on him.
Yes, Ellie got that little skeet ass knife that she be hitting people with. Yeah, Abby be throwing haymakers.
And as someone who's played the game, both and here recently as well, like both within played both and finished both within like the past year. It like Rico said, that cycle of revenge, and because what they do to you is say, yeah, man, we know you just went through all of this shit with Joel and Ellie. Fuck it, Joel's dead now. Mm-hmm. And you're going through the whole thing with Ellie. So you 100% on Ellie's side because you went through that. But then they're showing you fucking Abby's side, and you're like, fuck. Abby did X, Y, Z.
And Abby's doing the exact same thing that Ellie's doing. Yeah, she's doing the exact same fucking thing, but because we didn't spend the other game with her, it's no one like fuck that. Like, what do we say? A good villain is one that you can agree. Well, not necessarily agree on their methods, but agree on why they're doing the things they do.
From everything that y'all are saying, people painted it out to seem like it was like a Terminator salvation thing.
No,
where they
like beautifully
kind of like where they killed John Connor and early on, like all that kind of good shit.
But no, these people are talking this shit, man. They didn't really understand what was going on. Joel was an MC, so why is the MC dead?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think they started bitching before they finished the game because
20 years Joel was an asshole. him and Tess ran shit. They had a name for themselves.
Right. They would have smoked and stacked. That's what they was.
They killed people. They did whatever, all kinds of shit. Joel did. I'm not saying he did a whole bunch of fucking. He didn't do a bunch of shit, but his major and one life greatest deed was making sure Ellie stayed alive. To him.
And he's a product of his environment, which everything he did
was a new world, and him learning the new world.
I won't say understandable because I'm pretty sure he did some shit he didn't need to do, but for the most part, he was a product of his environment. The world was fucking savage, and he had to be savage to exist. To live to, I think he was 60 in the second game. The first game started, he was 40 or so, I think. And he to live 20 years in that fucking world is rare, I'm sure. So that means you had to do some grimy shit to live that long. So
Right.
everything that happened to him was warranted. So, it is what it is. But I think people just couldn't separate
Right.
that from, like, this is a great story. You just couldn't separate the fact that this the main character got killed that quick, and then people didn't like Dina because, which is, quote unquote,
Shoot.
the replacement, they didn't like her because of that, but
I didn't like Dina because she could be annoying.
yeah, she did talk a lot
at
too.
the same time, I didn't dislike her for anything. I thought the story of Dina was great. I thought Jesse, I miss Jesse. The
Yeah,
story of
he
Jesse
got
was
done
great.
dirty.
All that stuff was done decently well. Even the whole fucking, because holy shit, because I forgot Ellie goes after Abby one time before and get her ass beat again.
That's what I'm saying. Abby gives her 2 to 3
the
times.
First
I think
time when she killed
first,
Joel, doesn't kill her.
right. The first
Ellie
time
finds her, get her ass beat, and she sends her back home, and then she lives a little bit with fucking
that's when Abby showed up. Abby showed up at the aquarium, kills Mel and I forgot his name. Abby comes back to the theater. She tracks him down, comes back to the theater, beats Ellie ass. You think she kills
Tommy.
Tommy. She does kill Jesse. And like I said, just that Jesse walked in that room and got shot just like that. That's what I'm saying. That's this world. You could just be, he was over there chilling, talking about, we're gonna get Dina back to the thing. They hear a noise. He runs in there, pop, he's dead. That's how quick it is in this fucking world. They ain't no going out in the blaze of glory. But it's just, that's what I enjoyed about that game. But fans was thinking like, this ain't Final Fantasy. You aren't fucking Cloud and you got all the best powers and all this shit. You just a regular ass dude, So
walk out the wrong door, you get clapped.
You're right. Exactly. You walk out the wrong door, not prepared, you getting shot. That could have been Ellie. If Ellie was on the left and Jesse was on the right, that could have been fucking Ellie.
Game over, honestly. But
yeah, exactly.
And to round it out, like they, I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm a little guilty of this myself because I didn't really enjoy the casting. But I've been recently over the past couple of days, just because this is what I do. I watch this multiple times, so it don't matter if I watch it by myself or watch it with people. I'll still enjoy it the most and still pick up things that I miss because I don't pay attention to shit. But I recently watched the first season of Last of Us again, and having come so fresh off the fucking game, the first one, and coming so fresh off the second one. I feel like while Bella Ramsey's portrayal isn't best look wise.
Oh, her characterization of it, yes.
Her spot on with Ellie has been on point. And what and that's I'm gonna say that in two parts. This first part is her portrayal of young Ellie, because young Ellie is exactly how she acted.
Little annoying sister.
But what Last of Us 2 showed me is that Ellie that you see in the first game, you do not get in the second game.
That Ellie is gone.
That Ellie is quiet. That Ellie is methodical. That Ellie is, I am going to kill this fucking person, and I'm sorry that you don't want to come with me.
When I think we lost little Ellie is in the first game. Remember when that dude almost grapes her? I don't want to say the word, but that I think that's where we lost Ellie. All the shit that she's went through. That one was probably the realest.
And I saw,
and Joel wasn't there.
We know she was smart enough too when she realized at the end that something was off with what Joel was telling her, and so like it set the stage. But so to round it off with that, I want to round off Last of Us fandom with the casting being what it is. It's not gonna always be perfect, and I know from third watch and it has the way she ignored me the same amount as the Ellie in the game did, which means she did a great job, because when you're going through all this fucking serious thing, it's what the fuck do you mean you're hitting this bell in this hotel being loud? Why?
Yeah.
So
because that was one of the first things they told me, was like, yeah, that is how she is in the fucking video game.
Yeah,
like,
spot
bro,
on.
She's got to go.
Yeah.
It was spot on. It was spot on. And she's like that in the game. So
yeah, and even Joel's like, getting tired of her. Like, I'm about to leave her ass somewhere, but I need to get paid.
So,
but yeah. Anyways, sorry, I went
off.
That
said, we want to save like one of the biggest ones. I'm talking about like this fandom is so toxic.
Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited.
So fucking toxic that literally, like, by the time we get done talking about it, you're gonna need like radiation pills and shit like that in order to be able to live. And it's fucking Star Wars.
I was hoping you say that. Yes.
Yes, the most toxic fandom that I can think of.
This is where I'm gonna get into
that is not anime is Star Wars. And I'm gonna say that, saying that I'm here with probably two of my four most favorite people in the world, and
like two of your.
And I'm gonna say, that
math ain't mathing. I'm just kidding.
Well, y'all two, and then Oh shit, you're right. It's five. Yeah, math ain't mathing. We ain't talking about math and semantics. And I'll say that, saying that includes my boy here, but I'm gonna say that even he can be toxic when it comes to Star Wars.
Oh, absolutely.
Wonder? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a fan,
I know what I mean.
I love Star Wars, but I don't.
It's only. I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna go ahead and say this now, because I promise to get into it.
And again, I will stop. I don't want to interrupt you, but I will state, because Rico's put it plainly. There's a difference between being, and I joke about being toxic, but there's a difference between not liking something and just saying it to say it, and not liking something and having a conversation that you're willing to see the difference of opinion, which is
yeah.
Okay.
No, I will say my biggest problem with the Star Wars fandom is straight up that you're just lying. You're just lying. Like, you want to talk about all this, because we're gonna say this word. We're gonna talk about DEI and inclusion, all that kind of good shit. Those buzzwords that nobody likes now. You're gonna try to change the words around, and in a couple months you're gonna rebrand into something different. It's the same fucking thing. As soon as you hand fist some kind of weird identity politic into a property, it is no longer that property, and you're just lying. The Acolyte was that on display. You got what you wanted, and nobody fucking wanted it. Nobody wanted to watch it. Nobody tuned in. And then you lied about the rating. You lied about the numbers. You even lied about how much it costs.
I will have to say that I found out recently that there is a very small niche of women who absolutely fucking love the Acolyte because of that one dude. Yeah, dude. They're strapped.
The enemies to lovers book talk chicks.
What's it called?
Darth, whatever he was. That
guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I ain't gonna lie, man. I will say that I called something being wrong with him. Episode 2, when he being the middleman.
Oh yeah.
You can't be the middleman and tell me you don't know who you talking to. Get the fuck out of here, man.
And then all of a sudden he tries to like handle her and shit. Like, you're the middleman. You ain't got no power. How are you handling her and shit and threatening her? Yeah, it was weird. Saint called that shit.
My man, they say he took his shirt off and they said everyone signed that petition for season 2.
Yeah, I can believe it. But my biggest problem with the Star Wars fandom is just that they have been lying the whole entire time.
Lying
about everything. About the reason
like
for all
want.
What they all that kind of good stuff, because it has come out of Kathleen Kennedy's mouth. You can go find this stuff on you. I promise you, you ain't got to listen to me, just me alone. You can go look this stuff up on YouTube. You can go find it on the internet. Kathleen Kennedy has said herself in other interviews that they were trying to turn Star Wars into a girl brand.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now, here's the thing. In order to turn something into a girl brand, what does it have to be first?
A boy brand?
Okay, that's the first big thing that they've been lying about the whole time. I have heard since the dawn of the nerd wars about Star Wars and stuff like that. Oh, it's for everybody. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. Then why are we trying to change it into a girl brand? Because it is what? Okay, are we over that line now in big 2025? Are we over that line now that, oh, just as many girls love? Shut up. Are we over that line now? Okay, now we can talk about the whole sabotage that Kathleen Kennedy has steadily done, getting rid of the expanded universe, and then saying on TV in an interview that you don't have enough product to work with.
Because you got rid of the expanded universe.
You got rid of it.
The expanded universe being the books and stuff like that.
The books,
right?
yes, and the games and everything. All that shit.
She got rid of it, and then
she said, "What do you mean got rid of it?" She said it didn't count as canon.
Yes.
Exactly. It's called Legends now.
No, at first she got rid of it all, and then when there was enough backlash, it came back as Legends. On top of that, she's been trying to shoehorn in, and it's her. She's been trying to shoehorn in all these different weird intersectional identity politics and whatnot, which you're in a galaxy far, far away. Princess Leia Organa is the senator. Amidala, Mara Jade, Barriss Offee, Aayla Secura, Shaak Ti, Maris Brood. Do I need to go on?
I mean, not because I can. You think we know who you're talking about?
I know who one of them is.
Yeah,
too.
I can name these strong female characters who don't need no man. Some of them are Twi'leks, which, if you know anything about the Star Wars universe, a lot of their race is used as slaves.
That's what Ahsoka is, a Twi'lek, right?
No, Ahsoka is a it's Togruta.
Twi'lek.
Yeah,
I found it.
Yeah, that's what Aayla Secura is. Shaak Ti and Ahsoka are Togruta.
Oh, the singer from Fifth Element.
Yeah. So tell me again. She got rid of all these characters. Tell me again how, or not all those characters, but she got rid of many of those characters. Tell me again where, like, what did you hope to accomplish with that? You got rid of not only the males that you wanted to get rid of, you got rid of the females too. You got rid of a rich Star Wars history. And in place of that, we get what? Kylo Ren and Rey, who has worked for nothing. She got a training montage and that was it. You turned Luke into a bitter old drunk. You turned Han into a shadow of himself who has not changed or learned anything since having kids, saving the galaxy.
Yeah, he did go back to his old ways.
Immediately. And to the point of what?
And he wondered why his son doesn't like him.
And they all die in horrific ways.
Right.
Like not even horrific, like just demeaning ways. They are playing in your face. And then they're like, you better like it, or we don't like you. You don't look good on you. That's literally what they've been doing on Twitter/X for the past 10 years.
We're calling it Twitter on this podcast.
Yeah.
So it's like, so can we admit that now? Or can we can see that now that it's no longer like current? We can admit that now, right? Mm-hmm. Just like I think it was either Forbes or Vanity that had in their article, can we admit now that the Acolyte wasn't that good? Like literally right after all the bullshit came out, like how much it cost, how much it failed, all that kind of good shit. Within a week of that coming out, they had the article up. Damn. The Star Wars fandom is full of liars. Like I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I'm kind of going a little hard.
That's because they're saying that they like stuff that isn't good.
No, liars because they are telling you they are putting out a certain type of product for a certain group of people and are just doing it simply to further their own political views.
I think
And
that's
spending
that's every studio, not just Star Wars.
no, it's not. It's not, and I won't excuse them because they have been leading. I'm not. I'm not
Never
going.
mind.
I'm not going to let it.
I will not excuse you, good sir.
No,
know, right?
I won't. We do it, and we as nerds do this too much. We will give people an out. We will like. I have to catch Saint on it because we will give people an out all the time. We will say, well, you know, what do I always say, Saint? There's nothing so bad as what? Not so bad. Because not so bad will slide through. You will let not so bad slide. Well, we don't mind having this character be replaced by this other character. Okay, cool. That's that's not too bad, right? Well, what about this? And what about, and it just, you keep pushing the envelope until yeah, exactly, until all of a sudden the plate's pushed off the table. How did we get there? Well, you let the cat scooch the salt shaker, and then he just kept doing it.
Not in the Black House.
Exactly.
I can't stand to see a fucking cat on top of anything.
So what?
But yeah.
What is, I guess, the answer to what they are doing now?
The answer is simply to admit it. To admit it and move on.
Admit that they gave the reins of the series to the wrong people.
They gave the reins of the company to the wrong person.
Which they're for what? Since whenever what's his face sold it? George Lucas,
2012.
Is that when he sold it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. They've been. So she's been in charge of stuff they've been putting out. So that's why Kylo Ren. Ren was the big thing.
No, she's been there before he sold it. She's worked with George Lucas for God, I don't even know how long.
Because that's the reason. The prevailing theory on the reason she has all that power is because she
walked the hooker outside and put in a cab.
I was gonna say she knows where the
George Lucas. I'm just joking, man. Please don't sue us.
Yeah, but she knows where the bones are buried, and she's got this crazy contract.
That's what I meant to say.
She's trying to get a win out, and it's just like, lady.
She announced her retirement though, didn't she? Like soon?
Yeah. Finally. But it's getting to the point now where the people who are not inside of the culture war are starting to ask questions about where the fuck the money is going. You have a serious problem. They've not had a real win in years, buddy.
Oh man, I think the closest win they had was, well, people love Andor. I watched it; it was okay.
Oh, I loved Andor. The ratings
was all right,
as good.
Yeah, they were, weren't they?
Well, no. I'm talking about as good as like other shows.
Gotcha.
For Disney, absolutely. For Disney Star Wars, absolutely.
Because the second season just came out. It was okay. I mean, I don't know. I would say Force Awakens probably wasn't the best, but it was the closest they've had to a win.
Yeah,
in a while.
Because they brought back nostalgia, and it was right before everybody realized that they were lying.
Exactly. It was definitely and you got the right person to do it, which is J.J. Abrams. He's great at the nostalgia shit.
But he's also good at fudging stuff up too.
Yeah. That's why no one liked the last one.
The biggest problem facing the Star Wars fandom is the biggest problem that's facing a lot of things now. It's the reason why we had such a collapse of the video game industry last year, is because we're starting to realize that a lot of these identity politics and these things like that these higher ups thought they were going to bank on are not at all what the consumers actually want, and it's not what regular people want. It's a very loud minority of people,
and that's the part I keep forgetting.
They're never.
That minority is loud. It's not as many people as you think it is. They're just fucking loud.
The problem is they're loud and they're agreeable, because a lot of the stuff that they ask for baseline is not it's not crazy. Like, do I want to see more chicks in video games? Like, yeah, if there aren't already. But why do we have to suddenly shoehorn them into everything? If I'm doing a video game on ancient Sparta or whatever, Why do I now have to have a strong strong female protagonist?
Good day.
Would that make sense?
Mm.
But it wouldn't.
What
But
do you mean, like in the army?
when,
All of a sudden, when she would never have been in the army or
yeah.
marching? Okay, yeah. Because I mean, when you say that, I'm thinking 300, and the wife was strong.
No. I
But
mean like no. I mean in the phalanx itself. Like why would you all of a sudden have like that
okay,
whole
yeah,
I see
time
what you're
period?
saying. Because
I get.
that definitely wouldn't have happened in that time period. That
But
wouldn't have happened. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't
but
agree
so
on the same thing. I don't agree on that either. I don't agree on that force stuff because, and we're gonna talk about that when we talk about the next super toxic fandom. Well,
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, when you change history just to appease, that's different for me.
Exactly. And and to bring it back to Star Wars, they did the same thing with Star Wars. Number one, they with the whole coven of witches thing and trying to turn the force. First of all, you fucked up immediately. Anybody who has read any number of fan fictions knows about like how people write alternate universes and things like that.
Yeah,
Whenever you
Elseworlds.
whenever you tell somebody on camera that you're not trying to mess with the story, like the confirmed canon or whatever, and then not even 15 minutes later and later in the interview say you want to start at the beginning of the series to kind of see what can go on there, literally you're changing history. If like who else has been like who has played video games, who has been on a quest through time or whatever? If you control the past, you control the future. Like, come on, this is basic stuff. You're trying to rewrite it, and like, oh, they're trying to do this. Everybody outside the fandom, no, you're not. You're just a smelly nerd neckbeard or whatever. And then what do? All of a sudden, there's the thread.
So I was waiting for this part because
the tantric magic, because that's exactly what that was. You can fight me in the comment section.
I agree. For what it was, I feel like for what the thread as a concept was cool. I feel as if instead of coming out like and doing what she intended to do, which is basically say, fuck the force. This was first, and the force is just a little fucking deviation of what the thread is. And I think that's what pissed a lot of fans off, is because she made it clear, they made it clear, is that the thread was older than the force and therefore superior. I feel like if they went the route as if the thread is an offshoot of the force, or the force before, even the force before they knew it was called the force. The force can be called multiple things on multiple planets. There's not a fucking, you can't tell me that on all these fucking planets they all call it the force. It's called something else. It's called something local to whatever the fuck they feel. And so I would understand if these witches tapped in, had their version of the force, which was the thread, and then that storyline went from there. It would have been, I think that would have soothed a lot of spirits, in my opinion, if they didn't try to erase the force or replace the force.
The problem is that they based that group of witches off of the Dathomiri Night Sisters, the Sith witches.
Oh yeah, I know them.
Who used the force, right?
Yes.
Do they use it for? I thought it was just or is it just a version of?
It's all the force.
It's just Sith magic. It's literally just Sith magic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but which is pulled
like
from
dark
the force.
side, dark side. It's literally just dark side magic.
So
that's all.
So that's why I feel like if they went the route where the thread isn't a replacement or a precursor to the force, the fans could have digested that a little bit better. That's just old. That's just old before our time. They didn't know that eventually it will become to be called the force. That would have been easier to eat, I feel.
Yeah. That it could have been the shit itself. They could have, all you had to do was use the Night Sisters. But you know why they didn't? Because they wanted to be weird.
Well,
And
yeah,
I'm gonna continue to call it weird.
why they didn't is because why they didn't do it is because yes, they wanted to establish their own slice of the Star Wars universe, and in turn, that slice they chose the route of their slice being a prequel to everything that went on, which means to the fucking layman's person who starts by watching the Acolyte, as far as they're concerned, Star Wars started with the Acolyte. And so they did. I understand why they did that as this is before all of Star Wars. This is because they want everyone knows what that's what they wanted it to be perceived as. And that's fine. Everyone has their own fucking agenda when they make these shows or whatever. But if they were smarter about it, it would have worked better.
It's not
what?
fine though.
Well, it's not fine. I'm not saying it's fine. I'm saying it is fine to be able to tell your own story. It's not fine to erase someone else's. And if they had played on the niche of this, if they did my perfect example, and I tell this to my friend Ben all the time. He's a Star Trek fan. Love Star Trek. Love Star Trek. Love Star Trek. Love Star Trek. Watched it every day as a kid. The dude, watched it every day as a kid type shit. On after working in the fields or whatever the fuck. Then we went and saw the Star Trek movie with Chris Pine. And the first thing they do in that movie is tell you that, hey, look, this is an alternate timeline to what you doing, what you knew, what you whatever. This is a blip, and this is an alternate timeline. And he bitched, and
one in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, well, listen, yeah, he bitched and he complained and he was upset, but in the end, he realized that it would be worse if they told me this is how it went and your shit happened after my stuff.
Got you. Okay. I like that then.
So that's why I say that if they had used it as an opportunity to say, this is our rendition of what these witches thought the Force was,
which would have been amazing,
which would have been a good story. But then they also they did that, but they also went and precursed Luke, which was supposed to be the original Force destined baby, by using the Force to make babies.
And also, I'm gonna just go ahead and call this out now.
And please, if you guys, if I'm wrong, please email us at our email address that is wearejustbooling@gmail.com.
Shit, roll up on TikTok.
Or TikTok, or fucking we will episodes for you guys will be listening to this in the future, but while you listen to this, you've already known that there will be TikToks from our Sinners episode and this episode as well. I'm gonna take advantage of the AI feature that cuts the things, cuts the clips into whatever, and just step my game up, our game up. But
yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw.
It's the route that they took. They wanted to erase instead of pay homage to.
I'm gonna throw this out there as far as casting. It was immediately apparent by the second, by the third episode, I would say, but especially by the third episode, especially by the second. The cast,
we will say the
involved.
It was a beautiful show, though.
Yeah, it was gorgeously rendered. We ain't gonna talk about that though. I have way too much to say about that. You spent too much goddamn money. Just go ahead and say that. The casting, I was immediately skeptical when I noticed that there was not a single imposing male figure amongst the cast.
What do you mean imposing?
Nobody looked like they could fight.
Yeah, but nobody like to fight. Most Jedis don't look like they can fight. Would you say that about Obi-Wan if you saw him? If you didn't know he was
Obi-Wan dope, but Mace do, Plo Koon do,
okay, yeah,
Qui-Gon did.
You're right. I'll give
Kit
you that.
Fisto cutting an opposing fucking figure.
Is that the big fist, the big forehead dude?
Yeah.
Okay, I know by the features more than I do their names.
Kiadi Mundi, like, yeah, they all look. Yeah,
I will give you that. But
nah. We
now if you get Trinity, I don't. Why did they cast?
You're saying that is because they had that light skinned dude with the Killmonger dreads.
Why did they have to take his shirt off? For what reason? He wasn't there as eye candy.
The light skinned dude with the Killmonger dreads.
He wasn't a sexual character. That was just emasculation, straight up.
Which one?
That was just free emasculation. The light skinned dude with the dreads you talking about.
He took his shirt. Yeah, he did take shirt.
No, what were you saying about Carrie-Anne Moss? They cast her for what?
They cast her because that show is fan fiction, bro. I don't know if you know this or not.
Carrie-Anne Moss, Trinity.
Yeah, it's Trinity.
I don't know if you know this or not. We talked about it in the episode about this in the earlier. Please see that episode, by the way. I can say that. But this came about
Afterlife season 1.
This story came about straight out of Leslie Headland's fan fiction.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, that's why I keep using that word, fan fiction. This is what this is. And this is what most of the products are that go awry.
Gotcha. Because she is an opposing figure, though. If I saw her, because I know she's Trinity, I'd be like,
that's the thing. Trinity. You know she's Trinity. If I didn't know she's Trinity, who's that?
But even still, the way she did look in that show, she did look more imposing than the dudes, at least.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, she looked more imposing than the dudes.
But yeah, she was cast in there purely as fan fiction because she died in the first. I'm like,
episode. Why you bring her in if you're gonna kill her?
What kills me?
The first thing that said to me, well, no. My son actually said this to me. Actually, he explained to me that, well, maybe I think they both said to me as separate things. I can't remember who the fuck said to me at this point, but they said that when wars happen, they send one Jedi in to solve it.
That's true. I never thought about that.
When wars happen, they send one Jedi in to solve to turn the tide of the war.
But this is purely off of my poorly remembering of the Clone Wars. They don't send every Jedi because they don't want to seem like an imposing force. Is that maybe the reason? Because
not always at that. Because at that point. At different points,
the Clone Wars was a full ass war, and they should have brought every Jedi in that case.
Yeah, and they didn't realize how outnumbered they were.
Right, exactly.
But at
certain
points,
they did the best too. But yeah,
at certain points in the Empire's timeline, the Jedi act as a police force, and then later on, like in the pre-Clone Wars, they act like a diplomatic force mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Now at the point in the Acolyte, the Jedi have all different kinds of roles and what.
Right,
they have police force, diplomats,
that's like New Republic
warriors.
Shit, right?
Yeah, or High Republic.
High Republic, yeah, that's what.
But later on, they become much more of a They still have those stations, but they become much more as a whole, more of a diplomatic, like a peacekeeping force.
Gotcha.
And like we were telling Saint, they usually send one mofo out there to either talk or do the Lord's work.
Did y'all watch Clone Wars at all? Just curious.
Oh yes, yes.
I want to say the last official season, because it got canceled, came back, whatever.
Yeah.
The last official season and that shit, those last few episodes with Ahsoka. You see Order 66 from her point of view. That's probably some of the best Star Wars I've ever seen. I was like, that shit.
Bad Batch, which I still need to watch.
Yeah, I started Bad Batch. It was okay. I just kind of fell off of it. It was like other shit. But anyways, I don't want to go off on another tangent. But
in my opinion, I much more enjoyed the Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars.
Yes, that was good too.
5-minute ones.
Mm-hmm.
That one, because
that show was
scary.
Yes, that made Mace Windu scary. That made
on Dantooine, absolutely.
Yes, that made him like that's a true you want to see like what Jedi's can really do, Master Jedi's. That motherfucker. I wish they did something like that in the movie, but you know, it is
Same,
what it is. Yeah.
same. But
But
yeah, like I was saying, she was casted there purely as a fan fiction because this is Leslie Headland's fan fiction. And they just need to admit that they're doing stuff, and you need to stop trying to ham fist and shoehorn every bleeding heart politic into stuff that we are looking for entertainment in.
right.
Like,
All
we
right.
see this shit on social media every day. It's people, literally stop hiring people that cannot get away from this shit.
Right. We're using this for an escape, not a
Like that,
representation of real life we already going through.
and this is where I get off on a little bit of a tangent about toxic exhaust for a minute, because we're slowly reaching that point now where like the for lack of a better term, woke stuff that is like polluting a lot of the these video game companies is starting to fall off, because it's just not what people want. People want entertainment. They want good stories. They want good storytelling. Like not what X director is really thinks is a hot button topic right now. Nobody cares what Ja Rule thinks. like exactly.
Oh
and people are just fucking mad about it.
Oh my
God. That is good.
Oh, that is perfect. That's the name of the episode.
People don't care what Ja Rule thinks.
We don't give a fuck what Ja Rule thinks.
Yeah.
I'm scared to death. I ain't trying to dance.
Exactly, but people are starting to realize that, and the normies are starting to pick it up now. Not just one side or the other, but the people in the middle.
Yep.
And
those are your money. Your box office dollars is when they start picking that shit up.
Exactly. That's who's giving Ubisoft the freaking boot right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you can, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, everybody has told me they have enjoyed Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I am happy, because that means that somebody listened. Because what was as far as the game, because what was coming out was worse than garbage, and they're still not out of the woods. Like,
one game will get you out of the woods.
not even one game. Just because people like it, don't really mean that. Like, I say that, like, just because a certain number of people like it doesn't mean it's going to save the company, because they have a history. Like, they do not make money anymore. They make statements. And once again, you can look this stuff up, man. They have calls where they assure like shareholders that, yeah, we're projecting this amount of sales for Star Wars Outlaws and blah blah blah, and yeah, this is going to do great. Meanwhile,
that tanked.
Nobody has said shit. I'm talking about the lead up to this was non-fucking existent. No, the Star Wars property is in the trash right now. You're talking about bringing out a new game.
Yep.
The only reason that that Star Wars, what was it called, the kid with the redhead,
Jedi Outcast, or Jedi Survivor was the most recent one.
Yeah, Survivor. The only reason that got as well as it did, because it had momentum. They couldn't stop.
Yeah,
they didn't have time to fuck up.
Yeah,
like that. That's literally
as far as I'm concerned, they made two really
solid.
I want to, solid games, and I want to see how. I'm hesitant to say I want to see him brought live action, because they need to keep that. They need to keep the momentum that they started in the game into live action. But
and I
don't think they would. Yeah, exactly. I don't think they have freedom in the game to do that. Live action,
it's not even freedom. It's the fact that they just will not.
Yeah.
They have a certain thing they want to do, and they just until they get their backs broken, which is slowly happening. Like it is what it is at this point. I'm not gonna be. I refuse to be nice about it anymore. And I hope I'm not.
I'll work for them. I don't care.
My co-host,
right?
But I'm sick of dancing
around right
now.
now. So
right now.
Yeah.
But if they do, you'll erase this episode.
We'll delete this episode. We'll get some filler in.
But these toxic fans, people get so burnt out about it, and I can understand because I get burnt out about it. I have deleted people from, not like people I know, but like people on my TikTok and my Instagram, just because this shit comes up because they're around it. I'm like, I want to see funny cat videos. Like,
right?
I want to see comment.
Man, the minute you pretend that you in a situation, you gotta sell me something. Get the fuck out of here,
bro. I have so many people I follow on TikTok that I see none of their content because I'm constantly bombarded with stuff that I don't even engage in. Like, they're like, if I don't like something, I'm not gonna go look for it.
Right.
I said you looked at it for 3 seconds. You love it.
Yeah.
3, 1.
Yeah, exactly. If I lightly scroll past it.
And that's another thing that kind of triggered me wanting to do this topic was I'm more on YouTube than I am anything else.
The shorts?
And no, just YouTube videos, because I always have it up when I'm working from home. And the amount of the problem with this, like video, like retrospective or videos of the problem with this. The term I hate the most, and I don't know why I hate it, I just do, is who is this for? And there's the amount of videos that I see with that heading, and I was like, it's not for you. That's who it's for. It's like, you make if you don't like it, I understand. But when they put out videos saying, the most recent one I saw was oh my God, what was it? Oh, it was Captain America that came out. It was like, who is this for? Or this is a flop. And it's like, it wasn't the greatest movie. I enjoyed it for what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and Wonder, you're probably saying that I'm the reason why movies like this get made. But like, I don't think about it after. Right. I don't think about it after I watch it.
At least once.
Right. It's like, I don't think about it after. Like, if there's something I don't like, hate is a strong word. There's only like 2 movies I hate. One of them being
I was about to ask.
Yeah, I knew you were. That's why I was gonna bring it up. The other one, the 2 movies I really hate, one of them being Napoleon Dynamite, and I'm sorry for people who like it. I just don't like it. I've watched it in every state of being that I could be, high, drunk, sleep, awake, whatever. I didn't get it. And I like weird shit. I grew up on fucking Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It don't get weirder than that. Napoleon Dynamite, I just wasn't feeling it. That one, and the other one is Bruno. And I don't know if y'all seen that movie, which is the movie after Borat.
Look, man, I don't want to see
the only movie.
Bruno is
the only movie. No. He was a fashion model. No, he was like a model, and he was going around the country. Yeah, and that's the only movie I've ever walked out of. The only movie I've ever walked out of.
Same.
So those are the 2. Yeah. Like, when I hate a movie, that's my level of hate for movies. So I didn't hate, Captain America. It was just, it is what it is. I move on. When I like a movie like Sinners, it stays with me. I think about that shit. I haven't thought about Captain America since we've seen it, but I don't hate it. When I see videos that are just trashing it and trash, it just gets old. Like, what are you trying to say? Like, these people run YouTube channels, so I get why they do it. It's for engagement and this, that, and the other. But there's every channel's doing it, and it gets exhausting. Not just them. I'm just picking on them on that movie because it's the most recent thing I can think of. It's just, this is what brought this up. Is like, I'm just tired of everybody hating everything for no reason. Like that.
When you can spend that time, you're like, shit, that was a bad thing. I didn't enjoy that. Let me.
You know what's a good channel?
My palette with something that I do enjoy.
You know what's a good channel is. I'm sorry, I wanted to cut you off just real quick. What's a good channel is How It Should Have Ended. You guys ever seen that channel?
Yeah,
they've been going for like 10, 15 years. They take a movie, and it's not even if it's a bad movie, it's any movie. They'll take a movie and they'll just write an alternate ending to it. Just stupid shit. Like say the Avengers. Everybody was talking about.
I think I may have seen.
Yeah, and they do little animated stuff, and it's like, what Ant-Man should have went up Thanos' ass or whatever, and they'll just animate it. It's funny. Like, you take something that's bad and you make something good out of it. you know, they go ahead.
The problem I'm gonna say with it is,
Mm.
and I'm gonna ask this question before I get into it. Why is it that other people can complain and get shit done, but the people who are into the fucking fandom can't make noise and get shit done?
That's a good question.
That raises a point,
Because
whatever it is not popular enough.
no, it's the fact that when people don't want to do something, they just don't want to do it, and it's raising the
Well,
question
who's
of like,
making
why is this fair? Like, case in point, Soul Calibur. Everybody knows who Ivy is, right?
Yes. I
Yeah,
think.
we know well the well endowed chick with the whip.
Oh
The whip
yeah.
sword.
Okay. I know her now.
Okay,
Yeah.
scary. You know, oh my God, step on your mommy, right? Like we all know the memes. But in nobody's mind except the most gooned out motherfucker is anybody just like, oh my God, she's my baby, she's my blah blah
Oh
blah,
yeah.
or
Think she's
like she's
real
my,
and shit.
yeah, or she'd be my bitch, or blah blah blah. Like, everybody gets what she is. Like, this lady's a dominate. This lady will eat you, and not in like the fun time sexy way. Like, this chick is like, and like, being a player of the game myself, being a lover of the game, that bitch's moveset is terrifying. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I loved playing her. Summon Souls is one of the most terrifying moves you can do, like, on screen in a fighting game. For those who don't know, she grabs you, takes her whip sword, and it looks like she shoves it through you, which she does. She shoves it through you, it comes apart, and then tosses you into the air, and each of the pieces hits you like 5 or 6 times, and then they all come together and slam you into the ground. Because she's also an alchemist and has enchanted her sword
Mm.
and bound a spirit to it.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, and it's like a I'm showing my age here.
Right.
On Soul Calibur 2, it's like I want to say an 8 or 9 input directional combo before you even get into the double buttons, the double actual command buttons. So it's between 7 and 9, but it's a hard move to do. So, like, she put respect on the character. So why is it that people who don't play the game want to talk about how she's dressed?
Right. Yep.
Mind you, you have no problem with Rock and Astaroth, who are out here in fucking loincloths and
Is that in the
spiky
same game?
shoulders. Yeah, in the same fucking game.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Like, Killick is perpetually shirtless. Unless it's player 2 for some reason.
Gotcha.
Like, same with Mitsurugi always has his shirt off in one of his costumes. Now, granted, is Taki's outfit a little extreme? Yeah. Did spandex exist in post-feudal Japan? I don't think so,
Yes.
but hey,
I don't know.
I don't know. It looked great, but hey, that was, I was a kid. But at the same time, like, we don't critique the men. We don't critique the men in Mortal Kombat with Jax's outfit. We don't critique Johnny Cage. We are so concerned about Kitana, Melina, and Sonya Blade. Mind you, these people don't play the games. We through the FGC, which is the fighting game community. We have
Which
the
also
metrics.
some people would consider as a toxic fandom.
It is.
I never heard that.
But I'm not getting into that though. That is a whole
FGC fighting game
community. Yep.
Community is basically
okay.
people who play fighting games, Tekken, Street Fighter.
All three,
Smash.
all popular and unpopular 3D and 2D fighters. But we have metrics on that about like who plays games and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So don't even come with the whole equality and this and that and representation bullshit. The top players in Guilty Gear are all trans.
Gotcha.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, so
yeah, don't
matter as long as you're good on the sticks.
So
right.
So don't come into the community talking about bullshit. Now, like I said, it is toxic. There is some weird stuff going on. We have booted some weird motherfuckers, and there are still some that we need to get out.
That is one thing that I will say, at least hopefully, and will continue to happen, that when these fandoms, while being toxic in their own, depending on their opinions or whatever, when someone is found to be doing some fuck shit, you ostracize and you're expelled immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they do have limits.
Grooming, all that shit. No, you.
Oh, that's good at least, because I do.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, that's good at least.
Yeah, there's no exception for that. Like they keep it in their heads all day. Like they can do all their little fan fiction stuff, but as soon as it becomes a real like danger to somebody, like it's quick to unite.
And the one thing is with these people, like, they don't know how to control themselves when it comes to like being in public. So they always get found out, because the minute they're around someone, they think that online fucking chit chat shit that they do back and forth, I'm creeping up behind you type shit is happening in real life. And then like, no, like that's why there's all these cons, scares, the horror stories. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. That I want to do an episode on that too. But yeah,
we should do that and watch a bunch of videos on con horror stories.
Yeah, now you maybe not want to go to a con again.
I got a couple myself.
I mean, we'll go I think as adults we stay
away.
I
think I'm an adult. I'll be all right if I go. I'm just saying. Whoop motherfucker's ass if I need to, but
I got into a fight in 2009. But anyway,
at a con.
Yep.
You got to tell a story now.
Was somebody dressed up? Please tell me.
We'll tell them. Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, let's go. You got to tell the story, man.
Hear that now. So that's got to be funny.
You remember the dude from I'm showing my age. Samurai. It's not Samurai X. It's Rurouni Kenshin.
We're both older than you. So.
Okay, yeah. You keep saying.
I let
it slide that first time. I'm showing my age. I was like, all right, when you in your 30s, you get the
I'm
same.
sorry. I'm sorry. I can't be ancient. Like, like I still have to.
Hey, you be mad until you get all them discounts with that AARP card.
Hey, I mean,
movie's gonna be free soon for us.
Sean, you can say when I was younger.
Yeah,
right.
There you go.
Back when I was a little bit younger.
Back in the day.
Back when I was a young man. But no, I went to a con in 2009. Freshly 19. Feeling myself, doing a little Bob cosplay, Bob Makihara. Me and
from Tingle Tingle.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
I told you we used to break dance.
Who was it? Bob what?
All right. So okay. All right. Let me tell him. All right. Tingle Tingle is this anime. Basically, it's a fighting anime. It's about this. You know what? It'll probably be best if I just show you.
I think y'all showed me a clip of this because
maybe yeah. Okay, so if girl with big boobs, black guy with dreads,
how you spell
his waiting
Tengu,
screen. Tenjo Tenge.
The guys, the black guy dancing on my like one screen. Let me just hold on.
Okay.
Share. I love this thing being able to just share. Maybe. All right.
Oh yeah, you did show me this. Okay, I remember now. Well, which guy are you talking about?
Him.
Ooh, that's kind of hot. I like that costume. I like that.
Yep.
It's cool shit. There's no,
There you go. Okay. His Eddie Gordon
that cosplay cost me $50.
Yeah, it's just
man. So
fucking dreads in an outfit. Okay, I like that.
So I get it. You hype off finishing Tingle Tinge. You already ready to fight? Let's go,
bro. I've just read the Sohaku arc. I am ready to go. So we're at this little con. We're messing around and whatnot, and we keep hearing like commotion and shit like that, like rowdiness. And I'm like, all right, we probably need to get up and start moving.
Your black sisters kicked in like, oh shit.
Yep. Uh-huh.
They about to ruin the function.
Yep. And sure enough, this group has been kicked out of another booth and is now coming down the hallway. We're just chilling. We're about to go get lunch. I'm like, all right, let's get to the car. And they're coming towards us, but we're keeping it cool. And then somebody near the middle of their group just strikes off.
Physically or words?
No, like physically.
Okay. Strikes off and hits you?
And hits somebody else in the group.
Okay.
And they're like 15 deep, bro.
Them or y'all?
Them.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, we have like 5 amongst us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they are quickly moving this way, and then somebody strikes. And it starts a whole thing. And the girls are sitting there freaking out because they're like stuck between chaotic good and like trying to be lawful good and like I don't know what like
I'm guessing the chaotic good is you. Is the chaotic good you?
Oh no, I'm lawful evil all day.
Oh, okay.
I don't give a fuck about any of these motherfuckers. I will leave the girls if it wasn't convenient.
Oh, you did tell us that earlier in the other episode.
Yeah, I would leave y'all in a heartbeat if it wasn't convenient.
It's good to know. I'm glad to know where you stand.
Look. If you're not trying to go with me,
oh shit.
But yeah,
man.
so I'm watching this and trying to like usher them in, and then somebody grabs a stool.
Oh shit. Hey, what they say in Boondocks? If you ever see a bunch of people fight, just throw a chair.
Yeah, he grabs his tool, swings back, hits one of the girls.
Oh shit.
So now we got problems. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a little bit tipsy.
Gotta be.
We snuck in some liquor. And
off that corn liquor.
Yeah, and I went to, and to be fair, I went to go grab him and pull him away from the fracas to like, handle this, with just us. I don't know why I thought that was going to be a good idea. But I did. I grabbed him. He had dropped the stool because he realized he had hit the chick, and he swung on me.
Oh.
And he was wearing the okay, so we were talking about Rurouni Kenshin.
Big mistake.
You remember the spiky haired dude, Sagara? Zenosuke?
He wore blue.
No, he wore the white gi.
Maybe I'll look it up.
But yeah, he was wearing the white gi and shit like that. Yeah, he didn't have the spiky hair. I think it got too hot or whatever because it was kind of laying down a little bit. But yeah, he swung on me and that was it. And so we ended up me and
okay, Dominic, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah,
red bandana.
Yeah, me and Dominic ended up in the scrap, and I eventually like pulled him away, and we like locked eyes, and I think we realized that the shit was just stupid.
You and the guy you were fighting?
Yeah. I just let him go.
Damn. Did you get banned from that con?
Oh yeah, we got kicked out. Yeah, we got kicked out.
So yeah, we were out of there.
But I got my shit signed. I had a paperback copy of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Or no. Infinite Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
with the cover done by Jim Lee. I got it
Ooh.
signed by him that year.
Damn. Which con was
Yep.
this?
09.
I mean, where was it?
San Diego.
Oh, so you're at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Got you. That is on my bucket list to go.
His last Comic-Con.
Yeah.
You got kicked out of that one?
Yeah.
That's a big one to get kicked out of.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I not get kicked out so much as like escorted out and it.
Oh, okay. So you weren't like, you can't ever come back here again.
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering. Gotcha.
No, I'd have burned that motherfucker down there. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Don't.
In Minecraft.
Look, I'm just saying they invite just dueling. We might have to leave.
Hey.
Live via Zoom call-in is wonder.
Yeah, we'll carry the camera around. I'll wear one of the little holsters like the cops cam and put it on my chest.
Brother. Come
on.
Oh,
shit.
We can walk around the con with us, but
yeah.
It was like I said, I was 19. It was a bunch of.
They say he may change his name, but we know a fighter when we see one.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. No. It was dumb shit. We should not have been tussling. It was. I still don't know what they were fighting about.
I wonder if they'll show us a video.
So what was the last fandom you said, Saint? You had mentioned one. What was it?
Warhammer.
Okay.
So I had actually a list. Warhammer was to be funny, but I had a list.
I can see. I don't know anything other than what Wonders told me, but I can see that fandom being super toxic.
It's
them and the Witcher people.
Once again, the Witcher fandom and the Warhammer fandom are victims of their of time, basically.
Because there's just gone in the mainstream. I'm assuming.
The only reason it's toxic is because people are trying to co-opt it.
That's what I figured.
In any other time, it has its ups and downs, just like any other fandom, especially Warhammer. Only reason it's toxic is because people want to shoehorn shit in, and people and the longtime fans don't like it. The problem with the Witcher fans and the Warhammer fans, especially Warhammer fans, is that they pay adult money.
You said the Warhammer fans?
Yeah, they pay
because of the figures and all that shit.
Yeah, they pay and all the books too. They pay adult money, and they've been doing this shit a long time. Warhammer has been going on since
that shit has been going on since I was a kid. I've always I've always seen I didn't know I guess I could say it like that. I didn't know what a comic book shop essentially was when I was a kid, but I always saw the I don't know what they would call them, the figurine shops, and Warhammer was always on the fucking front. Yeah. And this is in that I can remember was the early 90s. I remember those shops being fucking everywhere.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
it is. I didn't realize how popular it was until I got into it. I was like, wow, this has been here the whole damn time.
Yeah.
But that's the reason it coming into the forefront and hitting the culture war wall so quickly shows just how serious it is. When they announced the whole female custodians thing, they lost a third of their stock.
Damn. Of a character announcement? Shit.
Yeah, man.
Because
they don't fuck around.
Because these are real nerds. When I say this stuff has been going on since late 80s, it wasn't until the 2000s where the lore really solidified to a point where you had lore historians. But when I say there's books on the lore, I mean just one event, one large event inside of the universe is 30 books.
God dang. So
granted, it's the biggest event, but
is that a horse heresy?
Yes.
Which one do you think is bigger, D&D or Warhammer? Because they've been going on for about the same as far as I know.
Warhammer by far.
Really?
I will say D&D is more popular, but Warhammer has more lore.
Got you. Oh, damn! Really? Shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And if you would like to debate him on that,
that's why I'm not saying shit because I don't know shit. So I got no more.
Email. We'll get you on. You can debate.
As long as you're not weird.
Yeah. I got a couple. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, not to like, I'm slouching on D&D at all. D&D is freaking massive, and it spawned Pathfinder, which is a whole
I
nother
have heard about that.
freaking.
Yeah,
I personally love Pathfinder. It's which is based on for those who don't know, it's based on D&D 3.5. So but yeah, it's wonderful.
Now is Warhammer actually toxic though?
No,
I didn't think so, because I don't hear that. I don't hear that fandom that much. I mean, given I'm not in those circles, but I am enough in it. I would hear about it.
I will say this with my whole chest because I've seen them. The only problem with Warhammer is that it has fans of all types, and I mean that. It's not like there's a small group of different like niches within there, like most fandoms do. Like most fandoms don't have a whole lot of deviation. Like if you're a type of person, you're gonna like this type of anime. With Warhammer, you have every type of war gamer. So just like you might have a Black Panther that is, or somebody who's like militant black, for example, that's into Warhammer and likes the salamanders, you might have a neo-Nazi dude that's into the Dark Angels.
Damn. Okay, I never even thought about it like that.
Okay. Yeah, and that's real.
Damn. Okay.
Because Games Workshop likes money. Yeah. So I don't really care for those people, but as long as they stay where the hell they're at, I don't care what the hell they buy. I don't care what the hell they read.
Gotcha.
And that's how you handle that like an adult.
Let's see. To wrap it up, only because the AI, the AI, yeah, the honorable mentions, because the AI cuts off. You won't do AI generation after 2 hours.
Gotcha.
But I got Harry Potter fandom.
Ooh,
that was Marvel a special case too.
Cinematic
Harry
universe,
Potter fandom.
K-pop fandoms.
Yeah,
K-pop fandoms are definitely toxic.
K-pop fandoms ruin lives if you get a girlfriend.
Yep.
They'll bomb you in the ground.
Yep.
The Harry Potter fandom is bleeding.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
I was thinking about Harry Potter fandom and all those people that said they wouldn't play Hogwarts Legacy, and how many people might be playing on a download now that it's free.
I was about to say, but that game was like, it made like gangbuster numbers. So
yeah,
somebody's lying.
That's still somebody's lying. I agree.
I played it. I mean, it was fun. I played it. I was like,
they was mad.
You know,
they played it and were mad.
Exactly. It was still it was a fun game. I played it because I don't think I had anything to play at the time. But now they turn that anger towards the show because you know who Nick Frost is? He was in Shaun of the Dead and all that.
Yeah.
So he was they're making a Harry Potter show, and he was cast as Hagrid, and he was like, he had an excited thing on Instagram like, I got cast as Hagrid. Man, the comments fucking ate him alive. Not because of him being cast, because anybody that's being cast right now, she's executive producer on that show. So anybody gets cast, they're like,
yeah. There's also on the other side of that, there was a rumor going. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but there was a rumor that they had a black dude being cast as Snape.
That's true. That he got cast.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah. Why? Bro, why? And
why not? What's wrong with
that? Negative.
Why does he have to be? Why does he have to have a gender? I mean, a race.
Because he does.
He is that part of his character. His race had to be part of.
If it didn't matter so much, why would you change it?
No. Here's my thing. Race is not a critical part of that character, although like Black Panther, yes, he has to be black, obviously. But if it's not a critical part of that character, whoever can do the job well, I think they should get cast. Maybe
Negative.
he just was the best to get cast.
You don't believe that. You're playing devil's
I
advocate.
don't, because I am. I like doing it.
I know you by now.
I like doing it.
And this is one thing that anybody who knows the podcast, I hate this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this shit because it's blatant at this point, but nobody.
I don't think that is though. I don't think it's blatant though. In this case,
blatant.
Really?
It's blatant as can be, but nobody will call it out because everybody wants to be nice. There's no reason to cast Snape as a black man because it's controversial.
No, people are talking about it. Trust me. They're bitching, one, because of her, and two, because he's black. I mean, because
that's what I'm saying.
I ain't gonna lie, what's his face did an amazing job
Rickman,
in that role. Yeah, he did an amazing job in that role. So it is partially him being black and her being, executive producer. So people are bitching. So
exactly, but in his casting choice, like, for what reason? You knew that was going to happen.
True.
Like, there was no other reason for you to do that. Unless you're writing something weird.
John Lithgow is Dumbledore, and they're pissed about that too because he's not British.
Why? I'm asking that question too. Like, why is he not British? Like, what are they doing? Like,
so I think the whole British thing was her mandate when the movies were made. Now, yeah, it was like when she had a lot of power when those first sets of movies were out. They had to be British.
Okay, good. Okay, I thought talking about the British thing in the show.
No, in the movies. So she, one of her things was
have a British accent in the show.
Huh?
John Lithgow could do a British accent.
But why is he not just British though? Like, I don't understand. Like, they have British people.
That I lean towards when it comes to that, John Lithgow. His name stands for itself.
Who though? Nobody who's watching Harry Potter.
I'm about to say the people watching. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that too. Yeah. To us, we know who he is, and he is for the most part, a good comedic actor, or not comedic actor, but a good actor, for the things that he's in. But
none of them know who
I think they're stripping a lot of her power. Like, they didn't give her that kind of leeway that they did in the movies because, all that bullshit she's been talking. So yeah. So they're like, fuck, we're casting whoever the fuck we want. For the most part.
Like I said, the fandom is bleeding because they feel it's bad. It's honestly ugly because they feel betrayed because a lot of these kids who are fighting for, I call them kids, but they're my age, and
right.
Like, a lot of these people that are fighting for these identity politics and are out here like screaming and ranting and raving and doing all kinds of crazy shit. They grew up on Harry Potter because they identify with Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
And
he did play. He did play Winston Churchill, so he can do a British accent. So he probably is going to do that British accent.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
But they identify with all that. Like, that got them through a lot of tough times, and then to suddenly like grow up and become a full adult before this lady that you thought was on your side say something that is totally against your now ethos, like whatever that may be. They feel betrayed, and that's it. It's an ugly thing. It's kind of like it's the reverse of Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm reading about the dude being cast as Snape. It says, to be honest, I might not have minded if it was any character other than Snape. There are multiple reasons that him being black just makes the story worse. Example 1, he's a Death Eater, which are the world's version of racial supremacy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Example 2, what it will be retroactive do. Example number 2, what it will retroactively do to the character of James Potter. James was already known to bully Snape, but in the books, it's pretty heavy implied that he bullied Snape out of the jealousy for his friendship with Lily, and because Snape is a Slytherin. However, with the change, it essentially goes back to change James Potter into a white supremacist racist by bullying a black kid
who was also in love with a white girl.
Right. people will not be able to separate the nuance of his feelings towards Snape. But one thing about this, racism in the UK is not how it is here. Now, I've heard, that this is a Harry Potter universe. I get that, but how racism is here is not the same there. Like
that you're missing the point though. That's how
I
fans
get it.
interpret it.
I get his point. Like because
That's
this
how
story,
America would interpret it.
right? Exactly, because this story is coming to America. I didn't no pun meant, but it's coming over here, and we're gonna see it that way as a white dude bullying a black kid. But so I do get it. But at the end of the day, everybody's gonna watch it. So.
I mean, they said that about the Acolyte. They had projections, bro. They had movies lined up and comic books.
For the
I know about all that.
Yeah, bro. I could talk about that shit for hours, bro. When I say the Acolyte set itself up for fucking success,
we should do a revisit of it because Rico watched it and did enjoy it.
You did enjoy it?
Yeah, he said it multiple times.
I enjoyed. All right, now I didn't say it multiple times. You put words on my mouth. I said I didn't mind it.
He's trying to generate content.
Yeah, you trying to generate content out of me. All right.
I probably said it like one time, maybe.
I think I said I didn't mind it. I don't know about I said I liked it multiple times.
We gotta work on.
You just like hearing me and Wonder argue. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah. We gotta y'all vocabulary.
That.
Y'all are too soft in y'all word choice, man. Y'all got to be more direct.
You know what? I am guilty about that.
I'm trying to be better.
I'm guilty about that as well. I'm very. I have these conversations with. Right, I do, and I'm very non-confrontational. But I don't have the energy to be the other way because I don't care that much. I'm not passionate enough to argue about it, which is why this toxic fandom came into play. I'm not that. I don't understand these toxic fans. I don't have the energy for that.
But and that's what I remember. What I asked you at the beginning of the segment.
What was that?
Why is it that the other side of the aisle, so to speak, can complain and get all the shit over here changed?
You mean complain like there's no this and that in this, so change it so I'm in there, but people can't say.
Okay,
what's the edgelord?
Edgelord. What or is that?
I'm looking at other toxic fandoms.
Oh, okay.
Edgelord.
I've heard the term. I don't know what it is.
It's a stereotype for somebody who's like super dark and they got a super dark past.
Oh, okay. What goth and emo used to be back in the day?
Like Sasuke, and like or anybody who's like, I'm into knives and swords and I'm like super cool and I run up walls and I'm a ninja and shit like that.
Run up walls.
Naruto runners.
Not necessarily. That's just a kind of anime nerd thing. Like Edgelords are known to be like.
Those will be Hokages.
Edgelords are known to be like super edgy and dramatic.
Circle jerking, opinion bandwagoning is a fandom.
Ooh.
Opinion bandwagoning, yeah.
There's a Ariana Grande hate them fandom.
I know what it is. I'm saying, what's that got to do with the fandom?
I don't know. But
yeah. Oh yeah, I looked up a list earlier.
You got any honorable mentions before we go?
The fucking Sonic fandom. That shit is
wild. Weird.
Yeah, that one is a weird one. I don't even want to get into it.
I saw a Sonic one that had that looked like the Super Saiyan one that had all the spikes, but it was just Sonic. There's a lot of Sonic having sexual stuff.
Oh yeah, he's a hoe for the most part. In the
Dicks
fan
out.
He's a hoe.
Yeah, Sonic, a lot of those Sonics don't wear pants.
What I will say, the Sonic fandom did do. What'd you say?
A lot of those Sonics don't wear pants.
Fucking weird. Oh yeah, I don't know if you get comments anywhere. I don't know if you get comments anywhere, Saint, but you're gonna get some off of that one.
Yeah, I bet, man. I'm sorry.
I will say the Sonic fandom did do one thing well, is get that Sonic movie, the first one, the shit changed.
Yeah,
quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Which at the same time, I think the studio knew what they were doing. Actually, I might be giving him too much credit because why would you waste the money making him look like shit?
No,
I think that was a perfect example when the Fandom did speak up to show that hey,
exactly,
talking
and
about it maybe will help you.
right, because he looked like shit.
That's what I was gonna mention. That's what I was talking about earlier. Why is it that nobody can ever complain and get shit done? Like everybody wants to influence video games. You got so much like Dustborn. Did you ever look into that? Oh my God. Saint, pull it up, please.
Dustborn.
Dustborn trailer, please. You got to see this to believe this. I'm gonna see this.
Oh, I've seen this trailer, or I've seen the picture.
Watch the trailer.
Uh-oh.
Nah, this is real, brother. There was government money behind this.
What?
Oh yeah. Part of a couple weird initiatives.
We chase the ghosts in the mean machine. We are the ghosts of this machine. Bouncing back along a severed line, chasing echoes of an older rhyme. This town in a ghost town.
Sorry, Josie and the Pussycats.
Or the Partridge Family. I was about to say, is there gameplay?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some gameplay.
It's like that dude from Black Lightning.
If you don't get your black buckets or whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah, bro.
Chocolate Incredibles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of her abilities is literally cancel.
What?
Yes, it is.
I didn't see that.
It's cancel what?
Like cancel.
Period.
Like you.
Yeah. I'm me tooing you.
Yes.
Oh wow.
You want one more?
And believe you me, that is their best showing.
I would assume visually,
I do like
the
art style. I like the art style.
So what was wrong with it? The story?
It was all garbage. It is literally just SJW garbage. I'm not even kidding you.
What W?
SJW. Like social justice warrior garbage. It is. I'm not even kidding you. I'm gonna.
Mute yourself.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna mute myself.
So I'm not worried about the 2-hour thing. Though. I was just so before we go though, I'm gonna go over the 10 fandoms with the most toxic fans according to Reddit in order from 10 on. My Hero Academia, because of basically about the fans and their shipping and stuff like that. The Boys fandom.
Really?
Yeah. Boys fandom.
Okay.
Marvel.
The American Republic in the year 2030. The main character, Pax, voiced by Dominique Tipper, must smuggle a package alongside a traveling band.
What's this?
Did y'all hear that? Any of that?
I heard the last bit.
What was it from?
What happened?
You cut out.
You said,
I heard some kind of weird AI. Something was talking. Okay. Anyway, let me read the script real quick.
What's this for? Dustborn?
Dustborn. Yeah, I'm about to read all this shit. So, the gameplay. The game is primarily built around player versus environment PvE combat involving the player using the power of their language and voices to combat enemies. The game also features Guitar Hero style rhythm minigames. Okay. In the game, the player travels across an alternate reality United States, known as the American Republic, in the year 2030. The main character, Pax, voiced by Dominique Tipper, must smuggle a package alongside a traveling band.
Traveling band.
In August 2024, the developer released a statement condemning the tidal wave of hate and abuse aimed toward them and the game. The publisher released a similar statement after affirming their support of the game and their zero tolerance policy for threats, hate speech, or harassment on their social media platforms.
Jesus. So many buzzwords in there.
Brother. Ooh. Eurogamer reported the game appeared to launch poorly on Steam at a peak 83 concurrent players.
83.
Yeah. Gamed in an interview with Gamer, director Ragnar Tornquist said that the game's sales have significantly exceeded those reported online, but fallen below the studio's internal short-term expectations. They ain't made shit. Yeah, and this is, once again, this is a game that somebody made that nobody asked for, using such vaunted game mechanics as cancel.
It's the word of the day.
Like, when I tell you that this, like, y'all didn't even know about that. Y'all didn't even know that game existed.
Mm-hmm.
I've known about it.
I've seen the picture, but I didn't know it was that.
Yeah, like, this is the kind of stuff that people try to slip past. This is the stuff people try to, like, to tell you is what they want, and then it comes out and they berate people online about it. Like, why don't you like this? People like Neil Druckmann come out in support of shit like this, and we're like, motherfucker, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how are we supposed to take anybody seriously when you port this as the pinnacle of thoughtful gaming? Like, what are we doing at this point? At some point, like, and I can totally understand being exhausted at points. Like I said, I am. I literally gave up on Star Wars. Unless it's with friends, I won't watch Star Wars properties. Unless it's old stuff that I remember, like the Tartakovsky stuff. I won't watch it now because there's no reason for me to. I don't buy any of their products. I haven't for years because they got rid of everything that made them. And then told me that I wasn't a real fan because I didn't accept this or that or that or this.
And that,
Yeah. Like, bro, I don't know if you heard about it. They went so far as to when they realized they fucked up with the timeline, they went and changed it online.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they went and changed the wiki to match the show's new timeline.
Jesus.
Yeah. And people called him out for it immediately. And they were like, haha, no, we didn't. Nobody did nothing.
Like, bitch, we got the change logs right here.
Yeah. Which I don't even think that's been addressed. I really don't think that's been changed back yet.
Mm.
It's just something that is known. Like the Dothraki in Game of Thrones. It is known. But that's the biggest thing. Is like, when does the exhaustion give way to just like, are we just gonna leave the fandoms like I did? Like, and I mean, at what point do you put your foot down and say, hey, like, stop fucking with the shit? Like, because I mean, if you care about your fandom, you care about who comes after you. Like, you want to share this shit with people. Like if I wanted to keep it all to myself, then I'd say fuck you and just fuck off with my old Batman comics and shit. But I hate being an artist because I love to cultivate art, and they are actively fucking up art, and for no other reason than they want to sacrifice it on the altar of their political views
and money
to get a little more.
money.
So not even
yeah.
most of these motherfuckers are broke. They are getting bankrolled by the government by these different
To
initiatives.
make Star Wars movies,
bro. They get grants and stuff. Not necessarily Star Wars, but like these other projects, like Dustborn. Dustborn gets bankrolled by the government. So was Concord.
so you didn't like it when you played it?
Which one?
Dustborn.
Up. This
try to
shit.
give him sticker for real.
He is. I had to check myself real quick.
I know you did. I heard you got like the Ultimate Edition too, with like a figurine and the fucking box edition.
When they said no take backsies too, I was mad. Oh my god.
So what are the other fandoms that you had?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so in order, it is real brief. They did the My Hero Academia, The Boys, Marvel, Rick and Morty.
Ooh, hang that shit out to fucking dry.
Teen Mom, Glee. I've heard about Glee.
Really? That show has been on forever.
Stranger Things. Well, they were bad during the whole fucking High School Musical thing. Halloween. Damn. Supernatural. Ooh, that's your sister. Star Wars. And Star Wars is number 1. Supernatural number 2. Who the fuck wrote this list?
Actually, what's number 1? What's number 2?
Star Wars and Supernatural is number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone just put a bunch of popular shit in on the list.
Yeah.
Nah. They are totally right.
With Star Wars being number 1, they got one right.
Yeah, no. They got the Supernatural. It's because y'all don't know about fan fiction shit like that.
I love Supernatural. I mean, you can call Supernatural
fan fiction is
no.
Supernatural is actually a whole fan fiction in itself. It's part of the story.
No. I'm not calling Supernatural fan fiction. I'm talking about the fact of like the supernatural fan fictions out there. Like there's a whole like
I know there's a bunch. Yeah. One of them leaked into the fucking show.
Yep.
And they actually kind of addressed it, which was weird. Did you?
What do you mean?
So one of the biggest, now that I know what the term means, one of the biggest shipping things was Castiel and Dean.
Mm-hmm.
And at the I want to say the last season, one of the last few episodes, Castiel makes, I don't know if you finished the whole thing, but Castiel makes a deal to save somebody, and the part of his deal was death themselves was going to take him once the deal was finished. Right before he gets taken, him and Dean are like locked in his room, and Death is chasing them, and the only way they can get out is if sorry, I'm trying to remember it as I'm talking. So part of the deal that Cass made was when he's happy, completely happy, Death is going to come for him, or this entity. It wasn't Death exactly, but it was an entity. They were getting chased. They get locked into this room, and the only way to save them was Cass would basically have to admit that he's happy. And the only way he did that was to say to Dean that he loves him. Now, it was taken as, to me, when I saw it, it was taken as I love you like a brother. But people, the way he kind of delivers the line, it was like, I love you, like for real love you. And it was so out of left field. Like as soon as he said it, he gets taken and he dies. And it was so, and that it's been in fan fiction for Supernatural for forever, ever since Cass is introduced, because he gets Dean out of hell, and they have a kind of a special bond than most other people. But it was never alluded to that they were, that kind of way, because
rarely
neither
ever
one of them
fucking is.
right, because and that's what I hate is when you bring it out of nowhere. Cass has slept with a lot of people in that show. Dean has slept with a lot of people in the show. They're not gay, but when you bring this just willy nilly just to appease the fans, it was very heavy handed and it was a big controversy. And that's the only one I know. I'm sure there's others, but they even shipped the Sam and Dean as them two being in a couple. It's like they're fucking brothers. Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
It's
I was
called
like, y'all are.
twincest.
It's called what?
Twincest.
There's a word for
Well,
it? Of
I didn't
course.
know that
Oh, bro,
either.
there's a word for everything.
I'm upset now.
Yep, you're good now. Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, that
yeah,
exists. Now
that's the
think it.
only I
Now
knew
take that
about that
feeling.
one.
No. Take that feeling, both of you. Take that feeling.
Mm-hmm. And apply
Hold
to
that
what?
and understand that's what fucking Leslie Headland was trying to do with Star Wars.
Oh, I got you.
Now you get it. Now you understand what is out there. When I say fan fiction, I don't mean the cool shit. I don't mean the Harry Potter fucking Cthulhu crossover.
I will say they do address it in the show, like that whole fan fiction of them being a couple, but even though they're brothers, they do say it in the show because they bring so in the show they come across what they think is just a writer. He's essentially been writing their entire lives into just a bunch of books, right?
Ah.
No one thought it was. Everybody thought it was just fiction, just
Yeah.
whatever fiction. But it turns out it's their actual life. He's a prophet. He was basically channeling their lives, writing it in the books. In the books, there's a part where it's alluded to that Sam and Dean are a couple, and then like Dean's reading it, and he's like, "They know we're brothers, right?" And it's like, I don't think they give a fuck. So it's kind of like that. So they address it like they know that fan fiction shit is out there, and it is funny when they do address it in the show.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they think it's cute because a significant portion of your fan base is women. So
true. Yeah, and then there's a few people like me. Yeah, me too.
yeah,
But yeah,
me myself, I'll watch a couple seasons. One of my best friends and roommates, he is all over that shit. Him and his fiance are like right on that shit.
I will say, so they have I don't know if I don't think it's been here in a while, but they do have a con, like a supernatural con, right? And when I used to work, last place I used to work, there was somebody there's a girl who was a super fan to the point where she had tattoos of their faces on her damn thighs, big tattoos as well. So she went to this con, and I was just curious because I was like, I might go depending on how much it is. Just to get in the door was $200. Now it's not like a Comic-Con where it's a bunch of people. It's just that show. You're sitting in a room with just like them two on the stage. They answer questions. It's essentially it's a very small environment. Just to get in was in the door was $200. If you wanted any kind of pictures or autographs or any of that shit, that's another like $500 to $600 depending on what you get.
Oh,
Like you could easily drop 1,000 at this shit. I'm like, no wonder them motherfuckers ain't on those shows. They don't need to be. They just do these damn cons.
Bro, when I tell you, I mean they acted their asses off.
Yeah.
They ran that shit for what was it, 7 seasons?
15, sir.
Or 15.
15.
What the
Yes.
fuck?
I think they had some kind of record for longest whatever their show would be considered. And they survived the whole WB, CW, all that shit. I think them in Smallville were the only shows that made it from the UPN WB merger to turn into CW. So yeah,
Wait, they weren't on you.
No, they weren't. No, I'm saying they were on WB, but
Yeah.
UPN and WB combined to make CW, and they were like one of them Smallville, like maybe a hand, like Gilmore Girls or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, bro,
like survived that whole merger and shit.
I remember the last days of UPN. They would show
This UPN.
They would show in the afternoon. They would show Sonic Underground.
Oh, was that the serious one? The serious because there was 2 Sonic. Wait, what are you talking
There
about?
was the one with the triplets, the Sonic, Manic, and Sonya.
I don't remember that one then.
It was the musical one. Sonic had the guitar, Manic had the drums, and Sonya had the keyboard.
Don't remember that, dude.
Oh, bro, yeah, it was crazy, but yeah, They would show that one, and they would show Mummies Alive.
Ooh, I miss Mummies Alive. I miss that show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry, saying were you still
No,
talking
yeah,
about the
you're
fandom? Oh, okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
I'm trying to. I can't think of anyone. I mean, I've been looking through a few lists myself and whatever outside of like the big ones. Like, yeah, to be perfectly honest, like every
I'm gonna be honest,
fandom will
the
have
Marvel, the Marvel
their own.
fandom
That
is
big comics.
Oh, I
Marvel
got another one. The fucking Zack Snyder fandom. They ride for that motherfucker regardless of what he do. And it's
yeah.
specifically the DC stuff. They want that universe back so bad that the most recent Superman, there's a featurette that came out last week, I think. I clicked on it. The first comment, the very first, like I think the thing had been up like 30 seconds. I just happened to be looking at it at the time. The first comment was bring Henry Cavill back. Let that shit go. That motherfucker has gone on to do other things.
Let it breathe,
Let
brother.
it
God
like
damn.
give it up. Like what? He's
God.
moved on. Zack Snyder's moved on. What do you want? Like it's over, bro. This is the Superman cycle. It hits. A couple movies come out. One flops. We recast. Same thing with
It wasn't
Batman.
even that.
Same thing with Spider-Man. Huh?
It wasn't even that he flopped. It was just
And yeah, he didn't flop. I enjoyed him as Superman. Man of Steel wasn't like it wasn't my. Honestly, there's no Superman movie that I really enjoy. They're all okay. Man of
Okay.
Steel is probably the best out of them.
Yeah. Man of
But
Steel followed by Ralph.
Right, yeah, exactly. And I like Superman Returns. Like I enjoy the Chris Reeves one, but they are of their time.
Yeah.
I was a little probably too young. Like I saw them later. I was probably like reruns, but they are of their time.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like the more modern shit, like I already said, the TV Superman and Lois is probably my favorite. But when it comes to movies, Man of Steel is probably up there. Superman Returns is probably underneath that. BVS, I don't even count it. But there hasn't been a Superman movie that's hit to me. I'm hoping this next one to come out.
That's what I was about to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope this will do that. Like I think James Gunn is taking it back to this Chris Reeves, the earnest. He's the symbol of hope and all that because
please give us the Boy Scout.
Yeah, the Boy Scout, because I think what Zack Snyder tried to do with Henry Cavill was make him the New 52 Superman, which is a bit of an asshole.
He tried to mix him with long hair Superman. That's why he did Doomsday so early.
Yeah, exactly. He tried to do Death of Superman, Doomsday, and Dark Knight Returns in one fucking movie.
Yeah,
and all three of those themselves are their own thing. So
he was basically speed running towards 95 Superman.
Right. Exactly. So I'm hoping this Superman, like it's the Boy Scout Superman, he is corny, whatever, but I feel like exactly, that's what Superman is. That's what makes him and Batman being friends makes them so good, is because
I need World's Finest so bad. First of all, I need the writers for Robin Pattinson's Batman to get the fuck on.
I don't think that Batman's going to be in this universe, though. I think that's going to be its own thing.
I need Andrea Romano. I need Sam Register.
Yeah.
I need Jeff Johns.
They need to go ahead and promote
fucking ass.
They need to promote them to movies. They're done with TV. They killed TV. They're done. We're going to movies.
We're good. We'll consult you on the animated stuff, but just let's get you up.
Yes.
Let's get you up in the studios because we need you.
Mm-hmm. Y'all like
we need Glenn Murakami doing storyboards.
I don't know if Patterson's Batman would fit with the Superman. I don't know.
We could if we had fucking Jeff Loeb writing for him. Is the problem. We stop trying to give us emo Batman. Stop trying to justify what you know about Batman. He is a scary motherfucker in the shadows. All he does is sit in the dark train and fucking study criminals after having spent like oodles of years learning from ninjas and bandits and magicians and all types of scary motherfuckers. Stop trying to justify that in your mind. The man had a mission. He came back. Now he's here to do it.
And be quit fucking around for Robert Pattinson is too damn old. He gonna be fucking.
Bro,
he said
Dark
that he
Knight
ended up being fucking Bruce Wayne and Batman Beyond.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, give up. Like, I wish Christian Bale's Batman wouldn't have that stupid voice, but at least he had a bit of grit. I didn't care for Dark Knight Returns, or the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
I did not care for it at all, but at least he had grit. This new Batman, and that ain't Catwoman. I don't give a fuck what nobody say about Zoe Kravitz. You might like her. I don't give a fuck. That ain't Catwoman. Stop playing with us. Give us Selena Kyle. You ain't got to make everything racially ambiguous. I'm cool with whatever name is. That's right. That's Zoe Kravitz, right?
Yeah.
I'm cool with Zoe Kravitz. If she was the best one for the role, that's cool. But I don't believe that when I know they're a dime a dozen. And let's be honest with you, it's not hard to be Selena Kyle. Because barely anybody knows anything about it. All you have to have is a commanding presence and dark hair. That's all you got to do. And we didn't even get that in the story.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't, I guess, about her, but
we didn't get no aura.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about Selena Kyle, she got aura.
She be dripping with that shit.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like Anne Hathaway as Catwoman either, because Anne Hathaway didn't have that aura. Give us something like Kate Beckinsale, Charlize Theron, somebody who has a commanding presence. They don't even have to be mad.
Charlize would be good, but she'd be taller than Batman.
Saying.
Be tall.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Ooh, like, Charlize would be good. Like back in the day, that shit.
She did Atomic Blonde.
True.
She proved she could do it. Like I didn't even care for that choreography. You get somebody better to do that. But get whoever did the choreography for John Wick. Whoever did the choreography for Ruby Rose in that movie, they need to hire that motherfucker to choreograph every female fight scene from now the fuck on. But like stop playing with us when you do shit. Like, okay, you want to make Catwoman, a dark skinned girl or whatever, or like racially ambiguous so you can play with the whatever she is. Okay, then find somebody with the commanding presence.
They need to get I don't know if y'all watched that Harley Quinn show, but what's her face voices her in it? Shit, what's her name? From Love and Basketball. Damn it, what's her name? Oh, let me look it up. The Harley Quinn
I know you're talking about. She was in The Wood too.
Yeah. That show isn't bad. I heard you grumble a little bit there, Wonder.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. That's her. Yep.
You saying what now?
Huh? She voices Catwoman in that show.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
And if you watch her in the show, she's exactly what you're talking about. She has a presence in the show. Harley Quinn like looks up to her because she's always looking up to her, and then she has a presence like exactly your
exactly. Just like what? Case in point, they got Gina Torres to play Wonder Woman, to play Superwoman, I believe her name was, in the Crisis on Two Earths, in the animated.
Yeah,
like that's what you.
She did that? I didn't know that. I like Gina Torres.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, so like she has a commanding presence.
Yeah,
we can see that. We can clearly see that. But then all of a sudden we're so blind when it came to putting, two and two together on Catwoman on screen. It's these are you see what I'm saying? Like when I say these are obvious choices, like, and it's bad because like if you were an actual fan, you'd see the shit, you connect the dots. But because you're not a fan, you're using a fandom to make a statement about something or use it as a vehicle. That's when people start getting mad. Now, granted, She did an awesome job. I think the best part of that movie though was Colin Farrell as Penguin.
Oh yeah.
Like that man deserves some kind of award.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
I
real
didn't see
with you.
Penguin, but I heard it got good reviews.
That was oh God, how did I miss that? Somebody was talking about that earlier. I meant to mention that to Saint. Somebody talking about that at work today actually. Because I didn't know. But
you good there, Saint? You quiet?
No, I'm listening.
Oh,
but
content.
his portrayal of Penguin in that movie is one of the best.
That is one of the
portrayals
best
of
part,
a
especially when
of a comic.
he gets interrogated.
Yeah,
He said,
it's
"No
one of the best
habla
portrayals
inglés, fellas."
of a it's one of the best portrayals of a comic book character ever that we've gotten to see, other than Sin City.
Who the what's his name? The main dude. I forgot his
Yeah,
name. Yeah, I would say
like
J.K. Rowling as J. Jonah Jameson is the other best casting ever.
yes, absolutely, bro. That shit was made for him. Him and
It
that
was.
Deadpool.
Yeah. Exactly.
There are a
Those
couple out
two
there, but
and Tony
like
Stark, or Robert Downey as Tony Stark.
that
Those three.
was more manufactured though.
How you
Because
figure?
we got the Ultimates before we got Tony Stark. Remember that.
The Ultimates. What you mean?
The Ultimates universe casted a lot of those motherfuckers beforehand.
Oh, is that where they cast Samuel Jackson? Where
Yep.
yes, and he got the role because of that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I forgot
And
about that.
that
You're right.
Ultimates Deadpool described himself as looking like
Yeah, like an
a cross
ugly Ryan
between
Reynolds. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds and a Sharpay.
Yep, I do remember that. Yeah, that Samuel Jackson one is funny though.
But yeah,
Yep.
man, but there are a couple out there, but like that portrayal of his character, like that wasn't even like a casting thing, because that's what we were talking,
Who you
like
talking about?
the casting of like Tony Stark and like
Oh
the
yeah.
casting of Chris Hemsworth, like those motherfuckers
Yeah.
are. But Colin Farrell looks nothing like him, but
Right.
he embodied that fucking
hmm
character.
Yep. That's why Batman's
Like
got the best villains.
J.K. Rowling embodied J. Jonah
I wish
Jameson.
they gave him more time. He would have killed Gordon, Jim Gordon as well. But
Oh my God, yes.
he was in that movie for 2 minutes, if that. Like he would have killed that shit. But yeah, they didn't give him time at all. Yeah. Yep.
I so need freaking Jensen Ackles as an older Jason Todd. I so
Oh
need it.
yeah.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
He would kill that shit too. Yeah, because like as the not crazy and he's on the team, but he's still using
Yeah.
guns. The guns were Jason Todd.
Or God forbid, make him Batman. Like an older
Oh yeah,
Batman.
Jason does
And,
become Batman for a split second, doesn't he?
But you could
Yeah.
make it. You could also make Jensen Ackles Bruce Wayne and start training a Damian. Like you could give us Batman as long as you fucking do it right. You could give us Batman and Son.
That movie's coming out. They're doing
Really?
there's I think it's called in the pipeline, if I remember, Superman kicks it off. Supergirl is being filmed now. They showed it was behind the scenes of what's his face as Lobo, Jason Momoa as Lobo. It looks legit.
Mm.
He was on a they didn't give him a space bike. He was on a regular bike. Hopefully it turns into a space bike or something. But he looks legit, so he's gonna appear in a Supergirl movie. And I think later down the line they're doing they call it The Brave and the Bold, but it's about Batman and Damian. So I was like, y'all skipped some stuff. Like we ain't even got that's two Robins, three Robins, I guess. Damian's like three Robins, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Damian's
because
three
you got
Robins in.
Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, and then you got Tim Drake, then you got Damian.
Technically four, because Stephanie.
Yeah, Stephanie Brown, and then I guess if you want to have Orphan in there too, but yeah, Stephanie Brown's in there too. So yeah, it's like four before you get to Damian, but it is what it is there. But maybe we'll see that.
But you know what? That would give us room for an actual Red Hood and Nightwing though.
Yes, I want a Nightwing. I just want I just want a Robin in the movie. I definitely want a Nightwing because he's probably one of my Dick Grayson,
I would
his
I
whole
would
thing
love to.
into Nightwing is my favorite character, one of my favorite characters. But I just want to see him as fucking Nightwing,
I would
like
love to have fucking
we ain't had a fucking Robin
Andrew
since Tim.
Garfield as
As
one of the
who?
Robins.
He's a little
I
pretty boy, so he could be a Dick Grayson, a Nightwing.
think so.
Yeah.
He did the thing is he's funny enough as when he was Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's got because Dick Grayson's a little bit,
Yeah.
cocky, like smart
Oh yeah,
ass.
he's
Yeah,
a little bit. That motherfucker is too chatty.
that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I don't
They
mind the kid
hate
who played him in Titans. I didn't mind him as as Robin, slash Nightwing, but
Yeah, just
they
get him
aren't
some
gonna do
better
it.
writers. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna, they don't bring TV people into movies for whatever reason. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think Andrew Garfield would do it anyways. I think he done with that shit. Well,
Really?
well, I take that back. They'll probably bring him into a Spider-Man thing again, but
If they do
I
a
don't know if he.
multiverse thing,
Yeah, I think you know, people loved him and Toby in that last one so much. They got to bring him in at least for that Doomsday movie. That's coming out. I'm
because that's
sure they'll be in that.
dimensional.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because it's like the old X-Men, which is weird. They didn't mention the first class X-Men. They didn't mention any of them, but it's all the X-Men, the Patrick
Yes,
Stewart.
they said Beast was there, wasn't he?
No, but no, it was Kelsey Grammer Beast. It wasn't
I thought I saw Kid Beast there.
unless it was something that was announced when they did
So,
the
so
chair.
Doomsday is gonna have the old X-Men cast in it.
Mm-hmm. Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. I think it was them two, Mystique, James Marsden, Famke, I forgot her last name.
From Kate
Jean
Johansson.
Yeah, Jean Grey, Nightcrawler. I think that was it for them, at least for now. I mean, if this Doomsday is what I'm thinking it is, they're gonna bring fucking everybody.
Oh,
Which
they
is
gotta bring
crazy.
out back Sean Astin is fucking
As who? Who's
as
Sean
Iceman.
Astin? Oh, Ashmore.
Or
Sean
Ashmore,
Ashmore.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, not Frodo or Sam, not Sam.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, who is he?
Just gonna show up. He's just gonna bust out a mansion, Mr. Frodo.
Mr. Frodo.
Right.
He's carrying Elijah Wood with the ring on. Like, what are y'all doing here? Oh yeah, but he ain't doing shit. Might as well bring him back in.
Yeah, right. I know he ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie said, and no one's safe, and him the one tweeting
As far as
it,
what?
he said they starting filming, and no one's safe is what he said. And I'm thinking like, damn, they told you that was your last Captain America movie.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think. He's been doing it. Usually when they cast these people, like they do what, 10 movies? And he's done, so he did what? Winter Soldier, Civil War, both Avengers, Infinity War Endgames. That's 4. I guess you count the TV show.
It's crazy that he ain't even done shit yet.
Like his character.
Yeah. It's
I think
crazy.
his best outing was probably in Winter Soldier, I want to say.
He ain't done all these movies and ain't done shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, because he was dead in majority of Endgame and came back at the end. He was in Infinity War a little bit. He got his ass kicked in Ant-Man. I don't know where his TV show fits in that contract, but yeah, he might pop up in Thunderbolts or something.
I hope they give him something.
I'm interested
to
to see how that movie's gonna turn out too.
I hope it's good. I mean, I'm interested too. I like all those characters, but
it's a whole bunch of lightweights.
It really isn't. I think they know it because I feel like they put them against somebody stronger than they put the regular Avengers against.
Yeah,
because he literally wiping people out in the trailer.
Yeah, and they just had to deal with Loki's weak ass. But yeah,
it wasn't negative, man. Who was it? It was somebody else. because he was like shadowing people, wasn't he?
It was Sentry, the Sentry.
Oh, was it? Or the the Void?
The Void. That was the Void doing that part. But yeah, they find the Sentry, and whatever happens, he becomes the Void.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's he's erasing people or whatever the hell he was doing.
I cannot wait for that. That is
Yeah.
one of the scariest fucking villains.
Like I've been reading more about him. Yeah, that motherfucker is scary.
Yeah, he is. Between him and the Muse are two of the craziest villains.
What is the Muse? Muse is the one that just killed people.
Yeah,
he was in Daredevil. Did y'all? Yeah, he was in Daredevil. Did y'all watch Daredevil?
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just finished it.
Wait. The Muse is in Daredevil?
Yeah, that's why I thought you mentioned it.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, he was in it.
I thought Born Again just dropped.
It did. It finished a couple weeks ago. I think it finished right before Andor started. So however long ago that was.
Yeah, put that on the list.
So I will say it is a bit slow, and he's not Daredevil for a lot of it. So, but I think they're setting. So they filmed 2 seasons back to back. I think next season drops next year. I think. So this was essentially setting up for that because the whole Born Again story, he kind of hangs up. Something happens, he hangs up the costume for a bit. So it's a lot of that. Him kind of moping around type shit.
Guess him talking to Frank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I will say John Bernthal, that motherfucker's got one speed. He is,
and it is
go. I will say he is. If you need an angry, PTSD'd, shell-shocked soldier in your show or movie, you get him. He is.
Oh yeah. I know you're full of horse shit. You lied to me.
You couldn't protect her, Rick. That's.
You lied to me, and you lied to yourself.
Yep,
I
that is
see your eyes. Yeah.
And he plays the shit out of the Punisher. So like those scenes with them too. My favorite scene with them is in season 2 or 3. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 of the Daredevil when it was on Netflix, where there's a whole scene. It's like 30 minutes of them. So they initially meet each other and they fight. It's a great fight because Daredevil or Punisher shoots Daredevil on the head, but his helmet protects him, but it gives him like a fucking concussion. So Daredevil or Punisher ties Daredevil up, and they're on a roof, and essentially Punisher's there to snipe and kill somebody. He's just waiting on him, and there's a whole 30-minute. It's just dialogue of them arguing about their methods of dealing with bad guys. Daredevil is, arrest them, due process, because he's a lawyer essentially. Punisher's like, listen, when I solve problems, they stay solved. He ain't gonna prosecute them and then they eventually get out for good behavior, whatever. So there's a whole 30-minute scene of just them talking about it, and it is probably some. I want you to see that scene, Wonder, just because dialogue probably better than I do, and I enjoyed just their conversation. There was no action; it was just them talking and just discussing their points of view. And it was probably some of the I watched that scene a lot, and it is followed by a really good fight scene that Punisher gets. Oh, have you seen it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you've seen it, but
I've watched that scene on YouTube. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So yeah, right after that, a bunch of bikers come and what is it? Punisher's knocked out, so he's dragging Punisher while his hand has, I think Punisher taped a chain in his hand. He couldn't take it off, so he's got Punisher knocked out. He put him in an elevator and he put the elevator to go down all the way to the first floor, but he took the stairs as the motorcycle gang's coming up, and it's just a fight scene of him working his way down the stairs, whooping all these bikers' ass to get down to that elevator and protect Punisher's knocked out ass. Just that whole episode is fucking great. It's some of the best just dialogue I've ever seen.
They have some of the best fight scenes. Not necessarily for the choreography, but for the setup. The scenes, the walking fight scenes are some of my favorite.
Yes, the non-cutting, especially Remember that prison scene? I think it's in the 3rd season where he's not. He didn't even have the Daredevil get up on. But
he's got the nightcap on.
Yeah, he had to go. I think he went into the prison to talk to somebody, and the prison gets like attacked. So he's got to leave the prison while not exposing that he is not blind, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's just they killed it with the fucking set, like the set pieces and choreography.
They tried to set it up with the Defenders, but that shit fell flat.
Yeah, it didn't work. I don't feel like they put as much energy in the other shows. I take that back. Jessica Jones was good. At least the first season was.
It was.
Yeah.
Danny Rand was garbage.
Yeah, I heard it was so bad. I heard so much bad shit about it. I didn't even watch it.
Bro.
I said they said his dialogue was bad. They didn't give him time to train, to fight. They set that man up for failure, essentially.
Yeah, immediately, bro. Like he looked like
he was skinny.
Oh my god, he was skinny.
You remember yeah, he was. You remember in Defenders where Daredevil kicked his ass, and he's supposed to be the master of kung fu,
bro. Like Daredevil was supposed to give him work.
He got that Jason Statham Rock contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Matt's supposed to give him work, but not defeated. Like Iron Fist has them paused, bro. Like
yeah, and the Iron Fist, and he still got his ass whooped.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like this man was tussling with Luke. The fuck?
Yep.
Well, putting Luke on his ass.
Yeah, they did Luke dirty though.
Yeah.
But anyways, I know.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying I'm looking at all these fans. We definitely have to have a part 2 because I'm looking at like that. This one site break all the fucking fandom down by like video games. It's like Sonic.
I ran into tier list.
You want to talk about?
We should do tier lists.
You want to talk about You want to talk about fandoms and shippers and whatnot. I was telling y'all about the Deku thing. Inuyasha is a weird fandom. It's an old fandom. Sometimes Koga and Inuyasha.
The male one.
Yep.
Of course.
Sometimes Miroku and Inuyasha.
They don't ever ship the people who they're supposed to be shipped together, which is him and I forgot her name.
Sometimes Sango and Kagome. Sometimes Inuyasha and Sango. Sometimes Miroku and Kagome.
Oh, yeah, I don't get it.
Sometimes Kikyo and Kagome. Sometimes Inuyasha and Shippu.
Too many. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna have to. I feel like a part 2, like I said, because a lot of these sites, one I found, it breaks it up by anime and a bunch of different ones underneath. Like the JoJo fandom, and you say JoJo good, then you gotta deal with just shit like that. Like it goes in depth. But we're definitely gonna have to revisit. This is another long one. I hope y'all enjoyed this.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I rambled on y'all.
Nah, it would be a long one.
That's what I'm telling y'all.
We give them the very long one.
Yeah. Rigo, y'all asking me if I'm quiet. No, y'all keep talking.
He's just hearing $sign. That's what you hear.
This was our episode on the majority of our toxic fandoms that we've noticed, been around. Really enjoy it and hope you guys enjoy the episode. And there's gonna be some next ones after this. I think I wrote a little bit of list in the chat.
Yeah, in the chat.
Some dialogue. Tell me what y'all think are toxic fandoms.
Get some examples that something we missed.
Oh yeah, I forgot I posted that picture of Perlene.
Oh, is that her?
Yeah, that was Perlene.
Wait, which picture are you talking about?
I posted a couple of
with just her looking back? Oh, that is her. Damn.
Oh yeah, shit. We gotta talk Working Man and Quiet Place Universe next time.
Oh, I tried to watch that on your Plex and it didn't work. So I'll have to download it.
I'll check again because I was playing around with some other stuff and it was down.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe that may.
Yeah, I tried to watch it over the weekend, but I'll have to.
That may have been it because my son think he know IT, so he want to go in there reboot stuff. So we'll see. But thank y'all for listening. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Catch you guys next time as always.
Wonder.
Oh, sorry. Don't forget to have fun.
I thought he was saying, this time, fuck y'all. Okay. Yeah.
And content. That's my catchphrase.
We appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all later.
Later.
Your catchphrase is content now.
Content.
Yeah, content.